All right, the stream is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels, Rime of the Frostmaiden. We're going to play some Dungeons & Dragons.
Yay!
I'm Christiana Ellis. I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Lee Burdett as Iggy,
Hey!
David Archambault as Wilfred Cole,
Hello.
Jason Banks as Rowan Gregor,
What's going on, guys?
Paul Weimer as Aule,
Salve.
and Nobilis Reed as Marcher Northwind.
Greetings.
So, last time, you fought some goblins who were stealing / salvaging some iron left in the wilderness by dwarves.
And then they were a little sad about the whole combat and the goblins we killed.
Well, here's the thing: is they were sad because they were losing. If they had thought that they would be able to fight you off, they absolutely would have tried to do so. So they surrendered because it was obvious you were going to kill them all. So don't feel too bad for them.
And I don't think that they were going to bring that iron back to the dwarves.
Oh, no,
No, they were
definitely not. No.
No.
Yeah, they had their own plans for that iron. But once you had recovered the iron, it was nonetheless still a long walk back to Bryn Shander, dragging a sled loaded with 600 pounds of iron. You did eventually make it, though, and once you did, turning in this iron to the dwarves, you got paid, and then you all leveled up. Hooray!
Yay!
We all had
was
nice
much
little
rejoicing.
scenes about that, and yeah.
Yep.
So we have Aule, who was inspired by his chosen deity, Bahamut, to take an oath of vengeance and swear vengeance upon the Frostmaiden and those who serve her.
Indeed.
Oh.
And also, Iggy was rewarded by their pleased patron with a minion of their own, a little purple pseudo-dragon named Piccolo.
Yay!
Yeah. So, everything was set for you to continue on your way. You know, one quest checked off the list, ready to move on to the next, but then you overheard, note that Torg's caravan was in town. And you all know Torg's caravan as the caravan where one Cephik Caltro works, whom you know to be an undead serial killer who murders people with ice daggers, may or may not have some connection to the Frostmaiden, but you're leaning in the direction of yes, given that having just sworn vengeance against the Frostmaiden and people who serve her, Aule felt as though he was divinely called to go after Cephik specifically. So,
Indeed. And besides, these evil undead killing people, taking him off the board would be good, even if he's not serving the Frostmaiden.
yeah, I mean that's all, reasonable. So you have made your way across town. There was a little bit of in between with you going to Black Iron Blades, where you all now have a discount because it's run by the dwarves, who are thankful for you returning their iron. You also stopped off and had a little chat with the priest at the House of the Morning Lord and learned a little bit about ghosts and what they're all about, after having, realizing after the fact that you encountered one up in Termalaine.
To be fair, Wilfred's chat was longer than short. But that's Wilfred's interests.
But you have now identified that the Torg's caravan is currently set up in sort of a temporary location right outside the east gate here in Bryn Shander. And as we left off, you all were kind of trying to decide what to do about that. So, Seekers, what do you want to do?
I think we should sit and watch for a bit. Watch what they do. See if they are camping here overnight or if they are going to head out onto the road. I think if we see them packing up, it is indication that they will be leaving, and perhaps we can circle around in front of them while they are packing and get ahead of them and set an ambush. Or if we see that they are making camp and staying here, then we can plan to ambush them in the night when some of them are asleep. But watching is what I think is the best thing to do right now.
So I don't know if I shared the handout with you last time, but this is your
Yes.
quarry here.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
got whopped.
Yes, we have seen that, yes.
Yeah. Those short sleeves are unnatural.
Yeah.
He's not from Minnesota.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, reminder for any who don't recall. Yeah, he's already suspicious just by virtue of him going around in shirt sleeves when it's minus 40 outside. Doesn't seem to bother him. But then again, you also know that he's undead, so. So right now, you are not in direct line of sight of the caravan, but Iggy has sent Piccolo to spy. Is Piccolo trying to remain hidden, I would guess?
I think, based on the last one, he's not trying to remain hidden, but he is far enough up that maybe it obscures a little bit what actually he is. I think
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Shefik saw him during our last session. I'm pretty sure I
Right,
remember
but-
that he was seen.
But there's a difference between, hey, what's that thing? Oh, well, I don't see it anymore. I'm going to stop thinking about it. Versus, hey, that weird thing I saw is still up there watching me for hours. Right?
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, he was spotted. Does he,
Yeah.
after that, make any attempt to hide, or is he only just, settling down in a spot to watch? It's fine to do that. I'm just trying to understand your intention.
I think probably he would try to find some place where he wasn't visible.
So that would perhaps be a stealth check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So spotted at one point, but
Yeah.
not trying to not just like remain obvious makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So let's see that stealth check.
All right. I am. Let's see. I'm trying to see if he has any particular bonuses for stealth.
I mean, I don't have the stats up, but if it doesn't list stealth, then it's just
Yeah.
the dexterity modifier.
Yeah. No, I've got his stats available, but let's see. He actually has the same stealth I do. So that's a 17.
That's pretty good. He, as you are watching through his eyes, staying very close here. In fact, actually, you would need to probably be, like, right here to
Yeah.
stay within 100 feet. As you're watching through his eyes, he had definitely, Sefik had noticed Piccolo flying overhead at one point. But after Piccolo makes an attempt to hide, he does not see Sefik. Like, he sees Sefik occasionally, like, scanning the sky a little bit again, but does not seem to know where Piccolo went. Like, he was aware that something seems to be watching him, but he's not, it's not like he keeps looking up right at where Piccolo is.
Okay.
But otherwise, what's happening is that you... let me think. I'm trying to think how much you would be... Make a perception check for Piccolo. This is to try to see how much you might be able to hear about what's going on.
and perception is wisdom. And we actually have the same perception.
You almost made it.
13.
Okay.
Oh, it just makes the rolling electronic dice easier.
Yeah. I think that you can't hear really very much of what's being said. You do see at one point that someone in the town militia comes and through the gate to talk to them, but it doesn't seem to be like any sort of a challenging thing. It's more like, making business arrangements. They have some customers, but it's a little bit, out of the way because they're not, they're outside the main gate, right?
Right.
I think those of you who are from 10 towns like Rowan, you would probably suspect that because Bryn Shander does have sort of a central plaza where caravans can set up, the fact that they're out here is probably because there's some other caravan in that spot right now. So they might be, setting up here for now with the hope that they get to be in town tomorrow. But otherwise, that's all speculative. Otherwise, you guys came out here more or less, in the morning, right? So I'd say, as you've been watching, you're currently about halfway through the period of twilight today. So there's a little bit of light in the sky. But they seem to be just operating their normal business.
And I'll report that to Elk Crew. It doesn't.
So how long do we have until it actually goes, gets out of the twilight part that we count as daylight?
So I think it's about noon, and right now you get some light between about 10 and 2. So you have another couple of hours where it's a little bit light, and then it'll get dark again.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know when the body was discovered because we found out that someone was murdered the night after our altercation with them
In East Haven, yeah.
We don't know when the body was found, dude.
What you know is that part of the reason that Captain Targalath wasn't responding right away to the disturbance that you guys caused in the morning was because she had been called away to investigate the finding of the body. So the body was found in the morning, but that doesn't necessarily tell you when the attack happened.
Well, I say if your little buddy can keep watch, then I say they do so until until they shut down their operation of business, and then we can kind of see what they're doing afterwards, specifically him.
Well, he can do that, but in order to see what he sees or really communicate with him at all, I have to be within 100 feet of him. So
we're stuck here then.
Or I'm stuck here.
Or you're at least, yes, but splitting the party is often a bad idea. Even I know that.
Yeah. So you really can't go far if you're seeing the ruler on the map here. Like you've probably got him on the wall somewhere, so...
Yeah, I figure behind the crenellations of the gate.
Yeah.
So it's a stakeout.
Yeah.
Is the is any communication limited to 100 feet, or just seeing through the eyes?
Limited telepathy, the pseudo-dragon can magically communicate simple ideas, emotions, and images telepathically with any creature 100 feet of it, within 100 feet of it that can understand the language.
Right. So, like, you can still give it directions that it will follow and go further away, but you're not in constant contact unless it's within 100 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought this was a lot that's like the find familiar spell.
It
Then,
is.
right?
It is.
It is. It absolutely is.
Oh.
It's just like.
In fact, it's actually a little bit powered up. The warlock version is a little bit stronger. But so what you could do, for example, is you could say, keep watch. We go somewhere else and you say, come and find us when he moves or something like that. But you would not be in contact in the interim.
And I wouldn't know where he moved and if he left, it would be if we would have a chance to lose him.
Yeah, I mean, given the time it would take for them to fly to us or within range of you, and then for us to follow what you see, yes, we would definitely have a chance of them getting away.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, I think the idea of a stakeout is fine. I mean, we could go out.
Just find some place warm or warmish to stay.
Well, your choices are really limited, staying within 100 feet of. Now that said, if you're, yeah, I mean, you can, if you wanted to do the thing of like, keep going back and forth and like update me if he moves or anything like that, you could be a little further away. But yeah, if you're looking for something that allows you to stay right there, out of the wind is about the best you can do. And I would think that just standing around, it is pretty cold. And I'm not going to like make you make checks or anything like that. But I think just for us to visualize exactly how this kind of is playing, what are you doing as this group of adventurers is just standing around just inside the east gate of Bryn Shander?
How about the game of street poker?
Yeah, I lose. You take clothes off and give them to me.
Right. If someone mentioned the fact that there's some main plazas, so why are they out by the gate? I think Wilfred would go check out the main plaza, see if there's is there another caravan or?
Yeah, I think if you head over there, you do find that yes, there does seem to be another caravan in the obvious spot right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of entrance into the tower-esque areas at the gates, or is that just town watch?
Well, so I think that it's actually not enclosed. You know what I mean? Like it's it's not got as I've mentioned before, these walls are not secured against things like individuals trying to sneak into the city, right? It's really more about something that you close the gates and it's barricaded against an outside force.
Against an army, not yeah.
Right. And so it's not like there's a tower with a locked door that is entirely enclosed that you would go in. However, there is a way to get up onto the wall if you would want to do that.
The wind will be stronger up there.
Not to mention if they look in the wrong direction and see someone on the walls, they make it suspicious.
Yes.
Even if they can't see exactly who it is.
Militia does do sporadic patrols of the wall. Like there's people walking around up there from time to time. It's not there's not just like constant surveillance in every direction, but there are patrols. But again, it's like there's nothing to keep people from going up there. It's not like a prohibited area or anything.
Okay, so now would it be like inside, like stairs that lead up to the top, or would it be like a ladder on the outside? We just kind of climb up to get.
Yeah,
to it?
I think it's more the I was going to say latter, but the latter in this case is a ladder. So the ladder. I think it's there's probably stairs, but they're just not enclosed.
Yeah.
It's there's probably a little bit of a roof over it just to keep the snow off of the stairs. But there's no like walls. It's just a little bit of a
Yeah.
All right.
Well, again, at this point, we could take turns. We could, have a couple of us stay here, while the others kind of,
Well, it all depends on what our goal is, right? If we want to, if they are going to be, if we see them getting ready to head out, then we're not going to have a lot of time to prepare. I would like to catch them at night, to be honest.
I agree with that.
Chances are good our quarry will not be sleeping because undead, or even pretending to, because clearly he doesn't care. But I think he will. I think
Catching him as alone as possible.
yes, and hitting him with all we've got in a quick matter will be the best way to take him down.
the Northlook the only inn?
No, there are others, but the Northlook is kind of like the one that sort of caters most to adventurers, and so you might go there because that's where people are going to be talking about adventurer work and that sort of thing, and it's sort of just the sort of rowdy, boisterous environment that adventurers tend to enjoy. There are other inns.
If there's one near the East Gate, then that would be the ideal place to.
Yeah, we could.
I don't think there's one within 100 feet of the
Okay.
camp.
Is there one within 100 feet of a place where Piccolo can keep watch, such as on the
On
on
the
the
ramparts.
battlements or something like that?
Let's see. Roll a d20, and if it's 16 or higher, then yes.
All right. I got an 18.
Nice.
Yay!
All right, so let's say then that let's say
As long
that
as
it
it's not the
turns
Green
out
Revenant.
that there is a little sort of like bed and breakfasty type place right here that is, generally speaking, it doesn't cater to big parties usually. It's the sort of
Right.
thing where you might make a private arrangement with the local owner, and they have like maybe 3 rooms or something like that.
Okay. If they got a front room where we can sit and keep warm and maybe have a drink and a meal and our friend pay no attention to our friend here whose eyes have rolled up into his head, then that's what we will do.
How about a persuasion check to see if all of that's okay?
All right. Probably not best come from me, but I got an 11.
I think that it's going to cost the group of you 2 gold of suspicious money to basically say like that's the sitting room fee.
I will pay that.
All right.
Yeah. Is there hot tea?
Yes, there's hot tea.
Okay, excellent.
All right. So you probably would have Piccolo. Move a little bit to. Here, sorry, I'm just moving that extra little thing. Move a little bit to kind of keep maybe a slightly more distant watch to stay within 100 feet, but still able to certainly see that they are still there, and that if you would be able to tell if they moved.
Okay.
Is this place called the East Wind?
The East Wind?
That's by the East Gate.
Oh, sure.
The East Wind Bed and Breakfast.
He's just
And-
my dog.
Actually is not that bad a name.
Yeah.
Any of you know how to play any games? Actually,
I think while we're waiting, Wolford will kind of fill everybody in on the the pertinent details of what he learned at the House of the Morning Lord.
Okay. Marcher pulls out a flute and starts playing.
Oh, that's perfect because I have my drum. I can
Ah,
I can accompany Marcher on the drum.
All right.
and
Does
Iggy
Piccolo
can't hear
try
it.
to start whistling along?
Well,
Well, Piccolo's not there because he's watching. He's
Piccolo
watching,
can't hear it, and Iggy can't hear it because you're hearing what Piccolo hears.
Yeah.
Aw.
Which
Yeah.
is mostly wind.
Yeah. So all of you have found a charming and quaint little place to hang out while you stake out the Torg's caravan. And as Iggy watches through Piccolo's eyes and ears, the caravan is maintaining a brisk business, at least as much as you might expect from an outside the gate spot in a place like this. But there are customers coming through, and they do seem to be carrying on their business. But certainly, as the narrow window of twilight finishes, things slow down a fair amount. And about an hour and a half after the darkness has resumed, they start seeming to like pack stuff up into trunks and loading stuff back onto sleds.
Okay, they're loading up. I don't know if that means that they're going to try and
Leave or
move
they're just closing for the
just to
night.
secure everything.
If they are going to be moving, then we want to get out onto the road and catch up to them. If they are going to be, in either case, we need to get ready to move. So let's head to the gate.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
get closer to
The
the gate.
concert's over.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm accidentally grabbing map elements here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And I hope somebody is thanking the bed and breakfast keepers for their hospitality.
I will do that.
here, I'm good.
Because we've basically been sitting in their sitting room for forever.
East Bend
Yeah.
is what we were
And
saying. Right?
even those paying them. Yeah, that's a trial.
And hopefully the music wasn't too bad.
The last time I played the drum to find you, it worked out just well. So
Ah,
I assume it's going to work the same way.
this polygon line always weirds me out in terms of how that works. I'll just... Sorry, I'm just figure we might as well leave this location in, right?
Yep.
All right. So you make your way back to the gate. I would guess that you are still trying to kind of remain out of sight of the gate.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So let's get a group stealth check.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
That's
I am not a stealthy person. In fact, I have disadvantage on stealth rolls.
19.
7. Okay, so that's one. So essentially, we're saying more successes than failures counts as group success.
6.
8.
Okay.
Oh,
Down.
Yeah. Okay. So let's. I'm trying to
Rowan,
think-
what did you get? I think we might be the only successes.
Doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is that Iggy, if you were, I think there was probably a point where you maybe had dropped out of Piccolo's senses just in order to facilitate your own walking around.
Yeah.
But what you missed in that critical window was that Cephik left the rest of the group and came in through the east gate. And so the rest of the group does follow, but he talks with Torga a little bit and then leaves the group. So he's not staying with them.
Okay.
And as he makes his way through the east gate, I think that there is a moment where he's kind of looking around, you know. I think he does the whole Terminator thing where he's just sort of,
Oh no.
Give me
you
the
know,
clothes.
and there's a moment where I think he catches you sort of trying to duck around the curve of a wall. And
Okay.
so I think there's a moment where, you know, you're trying to watch him, right? But you basically see him see you. And you don't know how much he saw before you ducked back around, but he clearly saw that at the very least, he saw that someone was watching him.
Okay.
All right. He's gonna be on alert.
So what are you doing now? I'm assuming right now you have all ducked out of the way and don't have direct line of sight on him.
Right.
So, but then what?
I'll make contact with Piccolo again to see if Piccolo can see him and see which way he's going.
Okay. So Piccolo can see him, but let's get another stealth check to see if he can follow unobserved.
Okay. That's a 12.
Sefik rolled a 10 on his perception check.
Oh, nice.
Although, you know, this just raises the question. This is something that comes up in a lot of rules discussions of, like, if someone has a passive perception of 15 and they roll perception, there are some people who feel like the passive perception should be a floor. But I don't think that makes sense, because I think
There's other abilities that do that.
Yeah, but I think that in, you know, like in real life, there are absolutely times where, like, there's your normal standard level of awareness, and then there are also times when you are distracted and you are paying less attention than normal.
Or you're just paying attention to something else. And so
Right,
it's like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey, there's some folks over there. I'm going to keep an eye there. And he doesn't notice the dragon flying overhead.
Yeah.
And also, there's the you can look too hard for something and miss it completely.
Yeah. Well, so I think what essentially happened is what Nobilis just suggested, is that he was looking too carefully to see if there was anyone following him on the ground, and so therefore doesn't catch Piccolo flying overhead. So what Piccolo does see is that he has left the rest of the group behind. The other group does seem to also be coming through the gate, but he has gone off on his own, and he is making his way kind of approximately in the direction of the center of town.
Okay. So he's going off towards I'm guessing the main square. Whoops, hold on. Pan view. Over here. Okay. So if he's going towards the center of town, then I'm assuming he's coming towards this spot right here.
Well, I mean, I said approximately in that direction. I mean,
Yeah.
you can draw whatever conclusions you like for it.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, I'll just tell the guys, he's going towards the center of town, towards that big open square.
Was the rest of the caravan packing up, or were they camping out?
I think that your best impression from what you saw, Iggy, is that they were packing up for the night and going to take the sleds somewhere they can leave them.
Yeah.
So he's alone. That's good.
Do we want to ambush him on the street, or what?
Seekers, thoughts?
Well, we should follow him before he gets too far ahead. So we...
Here,
Yep.
I'll actually grab his little token and
Yeah, we definitely need to keep him
yeah.
keep up with him.
So
Wherever
yeah.
he's headed.
So I think he's headed in this direction. So are you you're following at a remove? You're trying to stay where like Piccolo's following him and you're trying to stay in range to see through Piccolo, but otherwise you're trying to stay back. Is that the idea?
Yeah, we're tailing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just generally.
All right. So let's see. I'm trying to think if it makes sense to have. So how are you handling this? Because in order to see what Piccolo sees, Iggy can't see or hear what's directly in front of them.
That's what I was gonna ask. So
Maybe two of us take like the helping the drunk friend along kind of.
well, what I was gonna say is, how big is Iggy? Because
Iggy is tiny. Or no, Ig himself is like 5'5", and Piccolo is tiny.
No, but how much does
I can
Iggy
just
weigh?
piggyback. So I can piggyback carry Iggy while Iggy is seeing through the eyes of Piccolo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could definitely do that.
Yeah, and
Ig weighs 150 pounds with all his stuff.
yeah, I could definitely carry them on
Okay.
my back and and if anyone asks any questions, which I don't think they would, because wait for it, no one really delves into other people's business other than pesky adventurers.
Yeah.
All right. So
It could be like, oh, they had too much to do.
So as you continue to follow, let's get another group stealth check with advantage because you're able to stay back a ways.
Yay! I only have to roll one die.
18.
6.
And 11.
Wow, you rolled low
I
again.
got Dolby. I got 3.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. So yeah, I think that you're finding that there may come a time when you are a little bit more practiced at tailing someone in this way. But
Today ain't it.
well, that and on top of the fact that this guy's a perceptive guy. And he was already alerted earlier that someone might be watching him, right? So he's on the lookout for anyone who might be following him. So I think that there is just another moment where you kind of come around a corner hoping to be far enough back, and you once again catch just a little bit of a glimpse of him looking back in your direction. And I think that there's a moment where, let's see, I'm going to have him make one more perception check, and this time needs to be against stealth for Piccolo again.
Okay.
All right, come on, Piccolo.
Wow.
Come on.
So I have rolled perception for him 3 times now, and got a 10, a 7, and a 9.
Come on, Piccolo.
15.
Okay. Yeah, so I think there's a moment where he looks at he looks at you before you kind of back away around the corner again. And then through Piccolo, you see him kind of stand there with a little bit of a bemused expression on his face, and then kind of like look around again in the air, but not settle on where Piccolo is. And then he actually, for a moment, just stands there like he's thinking. And then instead of continuing down the road where he was, he goes into one of these little alleys.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so I'll say he ducked into an alley up ahead.
That sounds like a good place for an ambush.
Yeah, him
Yeah.
ambushing us. But we have to keep on him. We have to keep on him.
I will say this, though. I would not be surprised if the first person that makes their appearance to him doesn't get a face full of that ice he's so prone to using.
So
I can barely hear you, Jason.
Can you hear me now?
it's the same. It's very quiet. You might be on the wrong microphone or something. I need I need a survival check from Piccolo.
Okay.
Because whatever his intention, I think from your interpretation of what Piccolo is seeing, is that like you don't know if he's planning to like stop somewhere, like for an ambush, but he clearly did change the direction he was going.
Okay.
So to try to like once the direction that Piccolo was flying in order to stay on him has to change now because he went another way.
Okay. He got a 10.
Okay. Yeah, I think that there's he loses track of him for a little bit.
Okay.
So there's you can have him continue to search, but that's going to take a little bit of time to. Are any of the rest of you doing anything?
Yeah. How close are we on the maps? Because our token hasn't moved.
Oh, yeah,
So how
okay,
close?
so-
Where are we?
I think you were following him up the road, so I think probably you were like coming around this corner here when he spotted you.
Yeah.
What do you
So-
say we split up and come at him from 2 directions in that alley and ambush him back there?
Yeah. I volunteer to be on the part that, along the main road because I don't know the back roads.
None of us do, but let's give it a shot.
We could take the time to fan out a little bit, and to cover if there's multiple exits to that alley.
Yes.
Have Piccolo make another survival roll, Iggy.
Okay. Ooh, 6.
Yeah, Sefik continues to roll low, but he didn't roll that low. Yeah, you've lost him,
Yeah.
or you still do not see him, is I should say.
Okay. I think just because it's so cold, I'm going to call Piccolo back. Because we have a general idea of where he is, and now it's just ground searches. So I'm going to call Piccolo back and let him hide in my hood and warm up a little bit.
Okay.
So I guess we're searching. I guess we're gonna have to split up and find him. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Wilfred's gonna go and take the direct path because
Yeah.
Christiana, could you move his Cephix token a little bit?
Yeah. Well, in fact, actually, So I put him on the GM layer because you don't actually know where he is right now.
But we
Okay.
do know that he stepped off into this area of alleys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
this bit.
Right. So that is where
Right.
Piccolo saw him go before losing sight of him. But he
Yeah.
has
Right.
but he has swooped over that area now and didn't see him there.
Yeah.
So we could come in.
I'm moving the token just to show that it doesn't erroneously indicate a location.
So we could
Right.
come in the 2 main sides of that alley and take a look into.
Here, I'm going to
Yeah.
replace the party token with your actual tokens so that you can
I mean the north
designate
and the
your
east
split up if
sides.
yeah.
Yes, the
North by northwest and the eastish and exits. And there's a forecourt there. I see. Yeah, there's a forecourt there.
I actually made a token for Piccolo also, by the way.
Yay.
So let me make you a little bit smaller just to better reflect.
Yeah, I was thinking that because there's what, 5 of us?
There are 5 of us.
Yeah.
We could have 2 come from the north.
So you should all be able to move your tokens. And
Yeah.
it was this block where you lost
2
track.
come from the north, 3 from the east.
Well, you remember there's also that southern exit as well.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
just thinking of this little set of buildings. I wasn't even thinking of that exit there, but I see what you mean.
Yeah. So
So if we had, 2 from the north, 2 from the south, and then 1 from the east.
all right.
Okay. And if we don't box him in, then maybe one of us will spot him if he's doubling back or moving somewhere else, and then and the hunt is on.
You should be able to move the Piccolo token also, Lee.
Yay. That is so cute.
Okay.
Isn't that? Oh my god.
Aww. So
Eh.
Wilfred wanted north.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
I
will
will
take east.
Okay,
I'll move to the south.
Okay, Marcher, what did you want? North or south? I'll take the other.
Now, to also be fair, we could have 3 of you come from the east and just individuals for the north and the south. Seeing as the east does have a few more thoroughways that he could duck into.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go. I'll join Iggy on the east then. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So Marcher gets to pick the direction, and we'll see if we can't find this unholy creature.
Okay.
All right. So, how are you making your move? So you've kind of discussed it, and you've split up to kind of to try to cover those areas.
Yeah.
But
We're going to look around and see if we can spot this guy.
okay.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna.
Raise the alarm if he shows up.
Well, so what I'll tell you without any rolls is that as you move into that little sort of area in between the buildings, you don't see him. But
I'll look for.
some of you know how to look for tracks and such. So
That's exactly what I was going to
yeah.
say.
So those of you who are proficient in survival can make survival checks.
I think it's
Oh,
just the 2 of us.
No, I also have a survival as a skill.
I
Okay.
actually do too.
Oh, okay. It's almost like people making characters for a difficult outdoors adventure chose survival skills.
Wonder how that worked.
I was actually thinking more along the lines of, oh my god, am I going to survive this cold?
Anyways, I've got a 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only got a 10. I'm not rolling
Okay.
all tonight.
I got a 14.
Did you roll one,
Oh,
Rowan?
close. Let's see.
Roll one, Rowan.
17.
17. Yeah, so I think as you are looking in that area, Rowan, it is you that spots there's a place where there's footprints that seem fresh enough coming from the right direction that suddenly change into like running footprints that go out. You basically see that right here there's an area where there's like just sort of a low roof and there's crates by it, and it looks like he hopped up on the crates and went over that way
Okay.
and moving fast.
All right. I'm gonna. Screw it. I'm gonna yell. He's on the run. And I'm gonna start moving towards with expeditious speed over to the west. But I'm also gonna keep an eye out on the roofs because maybe he didn't get off the roofs.
Right, yeah. Make a perception check.
Oh, now that's where I'm really good.
Come on, Ranger.
How does a 22 sound?
Sounds pretty good. I think you catch him going around this corner right here. So let me put his token back on the map.
I want to take a pot shot at him, but I can't.
Yeah, he's a little too far away for that.
Well, I
Like-
also don't want to. I don't want to technically wing like a building, like or an innocent person potentially.
So basically, you see him like right there, and he ducks around a corner, but you spot him.
Does everybody hear me when I yell he's on the move?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're following.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue down this way. And does he duck around towards the north or towards the south?
Towards the south. So like he goes around the corner from what you could see down that road, but
Okay. I'm gonna continue, but I'm not gonna immediately turn that curve. I'm actually gonna go further east so that way I can see more down the furrowway and he doesn't
Alright.
have
well,
an easy way of taking a pot
before we
shot.
get too far, let me go ahead and take us to the map.
Dun dun dun.
So let me change it up a little bit because obviously not everyone is here. And this is not the absolute perfect uncanny map that I was describing pre-stream. Like this one I feel like is pretty good for this location, right? But let me briefly show you what would have happened if you had tried to attack at the gate. Like
Oh,
how perfect is that map,
wow.
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a cool map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been close to, yeah, really, really good.
Yeah. But that's not where we are. We're here instead, which is fine. So here's what I think what I'm going to rule is that Rowan's going to arrive first. And let's see, look at this. So then I'll say that Wilfred and Marcher will arrive. We're going to roll initiative. Wilfred and Marcher will arrive one round after Rowan does. And Aule and Iggy will arrive one round after that. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Okay.
Yep.
I recommend fighting very fucking defensively.
Well, you know, like we'll
Because he still hits really hard.
so I think so let's have everyone roll initiative. I'm going to put just everyone's tokens on the map just for the purposes of the initiative tracker.
$14.
Okay.
He won.
Oh. Wah, wah.
5.
Piccolo uses your initiative, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think everyone should have your and then let me roll his initiative.
Oh no, the familiar rolls its own initiative.
Are
Oh.
you sure?
Yeah, familiar in combat. The familiar rolls its own initiative and acts on its own turn.
Oh, interesting.
It can't attack, but it takes other actions as normal.
I think double check your Pact of the Chain because there's rules for a normal familiar in the spell, but I think the Warlock Pact of the Chain familiar can attack.
Okay, let me double check.
Yeah, it's a little complicated because it's mostly following that spell, but not 100%. All right, so Iggy, did we? I didn't get your initiative in the tracker here.
Hold on, sorry.
That's all right.
Yep. All right, I'm good.
And Piccolos? Are you adding Piccolo's initiative? Lee?
Yeah. Oh no, I haven't.
Okay.
Because I'm still trying to figure out whether or not he does my thing. I was looking in the player's handbook.
Yeah, so
I think for now, let's just assume that he goes on my initiative.
Okay, well, so I think the place that you want to look is your Pact of the Chain feature under Warlock class. That's where
Okay.
it's going to tell you what modifies the Find Familiar spell. But I don't think it's going to change
Yeah.
the initiative piece. It just changes whether he can take the attack action or not.
Yeah, he can, but I have to give up my attack option.
Right.
But so yeah, he does have his own initiative.
Okay, so roll it and please put it in the tracker. Thank you.
Okay, we'll do it.
All right.
Roll it. Yeah, still 5.
All right. So there we go.
All right.
All right. So Rowan, he has hidden poorly. Wow, every single roll that I've made for him tonight so far is actually really bad. That's kind of crazy. So he
Until you
has,
start rolling to hit rolls, you'll do just fine, I'm sure.
yeah. So basically, you charge into this little circle area and you spot him over behind one of these little sort of stalls. You spot him standing behind there. So he sees you arrive, but you also see him there. So what do you do?
I take it these stalls are like abandoned or
They
empty,
are
at
currently
least?
empty. Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's see. How far away am I from him?
You are 60 feet.
Ooh. Well. 60 feet. That means you're gonna have to. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna cast Ensnaring Strike
Okay.
and take a shot at him with my longbow. Ooh. Does a 19 hit?
Okay. A 19 does hit. He is notably not wearing armor. So, yeah.
He has to make a strength DC save.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage as well.
2 points.
Okay. 2? All right. Yeah. Okay.
I rolled a 1.
All right. Well, so
Well,
yeah, so he got a 13 on his strength saving throw. Is that a success?
Jason?
Jason.
DC. I'm checking it. Yeah, he meets it. That just hits it.
Okay, so he did the as these vines start to try to emerge around him, he is able to shrug them off. But you do graze him with the arrow, and he gasps, and so that's your turn unless you're going to move or take any other action.
No, I'll move back 30 feet.
Like back which way?
Well, I can't move directly back because that would be in towards those buildings that we were correct.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. So Marcher is running. He's on his way.
Yep.
So Cephic's turn. He
Do I arrive on my turn?
basically we're gonna do this whole round, and then
Okay.
in the next round you will arrive on your turn.
Okay. And will I make
But
it,
with
will I be
your-
able to
with
take
your
an
turn
action
available.
when that happens?
Yes.
Okay. All
So
right.
you are not acting this round. You will act next round. That's what I'm ruling. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but Sephic sees you, Rowan, and he just kind of grins and just says, "I thought that I might see you again." And then he,
Bumps. I say, hey, pumpkin.
yeah, and then he ice daggers emerge from both hands, and he throws them both at you. They're with disadvantage at this range, but nonetheless, he makes the attack. So that's a 13 to hit and a 16 to hit.
Wait, hold on. Let's see here. Is it? Alrighty. So as a reaction, I'm going to.
Well, so do either of
the
those hit?
second one does hit as a 16
Okay.
because my AC is only 15. But I'm going to take a reaction and use shield.
Okay.
And that
Oh, I
bumps my-
see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works.
that
So
bumps my, so it does not hit.
yeah. So one of the daggers was going to hit you, but instead is deflected by the arcane energy field that you pull up to block it.
I wave at him.
So that is going to be everyone for this round. So for round 2, we come back up. Rowan, it is your turn again.
Alrighty. So let's see. Which one do I want to go with? It's fine. I am going to use my last spell, which is another ensnaring strike. But this time, I've got some fancy dancy things I can do.
Okay.
So, along with the ensnaring strike, I also have my Colossus Slayer, since he is no longer at his max hit points.
That's true.
So, let's see if I hit him. Does a 15 hit?
It does. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, thank you. I rolled a 10, thank God. So, he has to make another DC save, but
Okay.
because he is no longer at...
He gets a dirty 20 on his save.
Well,
Yeah.
he's not ensnared, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
he's a
because of
strong
Colossus-
guy.
Yeah. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra 1d8 damage if below his max hit points.
And he certainly is. So your normal longbow damage plus the 1d8.
I rolled max on the normal, so that's 9.
Nice.
6, so 15.
Very nice. That's a
Longbow?
better hit for sure.
Longbow's a D8?
Yeah.
I thought it was a D10.
No, I wish. It's 1d8 piercing.
Oh. Okay. Alright. I was saying like cross, it's a D8 as well.
Heavy crossbows 1d10.
Yeah, but they take
Yeah,
their load.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a significant hit, and he definitely, sort of takes that into the shoulder and just reels back, grimacing.
I winked at him.
Do you move or anything else?
I'm
right.
gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay, Marcher, you are
Hey.
charging in. It was it was Marcher and Wilfred coming in this round, right?
Yes.
I believe so, that's
Yes.
right. Okay, Marcher.
Okay.
So I think you would probably be coming in from the east here. So
Okay.
you can.
I will use a bonus action to cast Misty Step and appear on a rooftop.
Okay.
Actually,
You would
if
still
it's
have line of
within
sight. Don't worry
range.
about the top of the.
no. I'm more thinking in terms of which way I might have to pursue him if he runs. So I actually want to be over on this rooftop.
Okay.
That's still within range.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
And I'm going to take a shot with my crossbow.
Okay.
Though I'm really thinking of using that fireball scroll. It's
Tempting.
tempting, but
Burn the undead.
yeah, but yeah. Okay, here we go. Crossbow shot is an 18.
Okay. An 18 hits. Yeah.
Oh, just 2 points of damage though.
Okay.
So just a graze.
Yeah. Okay. That makes it his turn this time. And he leaps over the stall here. 20, 25, 30. He's running up to get closer to Rowan. Yeah. And he's throwing another of these 2 ice daggers. You also notice that some of his wounds seem to close up a little bit.
Oh, regenerator.
Yeah. And so he's making 2 more of these at disadvantage attacks because he's still more than 20 feet away. So that would have been a crit, but no, it's disadvantage, so that's only a 7, probably misses.
Yep.
Then a 16 would be the next one. So,
That would hit.
yeah. All right. So that's going to be 4 piercing plus. Hang on. Okay, so it's whenever it does the. Hang on. Okay, so no, yeah. So it's 4 piercing plus 8 cold damage. So that's a total of 12.
That hurt.
Yeah. You guys are level 3 though now. I think you have more than 12 hit points. Yeah. All right. So yeah, but he definitely takes that out on you, and is kind of grinning around at everyone else. Okay, Wilfred, you're up.
Okay. Show up. I am. Okay. Going to get up his face.
Mm-hmm.
I make an attack with my hand or warhammer
Mm-hmm.
for
Seems like a
21.
21 definitely hits. Yeah. Seems like a sensible approach.
Yep. A do 10 damage.
All right. Nice.
Then I'm going to go ahead and use my action surge so I can take the dodge action.
Okay, great.
Smart.
Nice.
He hits like a tank.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's everybody for this round. We're up at Rowan again.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, so you went up to meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. I think I got his ire. But yeah, I'm gonna take another shot at him.
All right.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Is he still below max?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the regeneration.
Yeah,
that's
I'll
that's
let
a
you know if he
question.
gets back up to max again. But he's a little ways away. You guys have definitely heard him.
That's another 9.
Nice.
And four more points, so 13.
Very nice. Yeah, that definitely hurts.
Yeah, it sucks I'm out of spells, because...
Well, hey,
well.
with that shield blocking the other attack, probably two
Yeah.
of those attacks you might have been down. So
I definitely would have been. Because that new spell I took, ensnaring, not ensnaring strike, but searing smite. So I could have actually been getting him for 2d8 plus 2d6 damage every round.
well, it's you
You know,
have to
this
make
is how it
choices.
goes.
Higher level.
Yeah. So, Marcher, you're next.
I will use a bonus action to cast a quickened true strike
Okay.
and shoot him with my crossbow.
All right.
First roll is 8. Second roll is 14.
14 hits.
3 points of damage.
All right. Okay. So now it is his turn. He does regenerate a little bit. And he is standing there looking at you being all dodgy, Wilfred. And a icy longsword emerges from his hand, and he takes a two-handed swing at you and makes 2 attacks, both at disadvantage because of your dodging. It's an 18 to hit for the first one.
Yes.
At disadvantage.
Miss.
Yeah.
Ah,
And 18 misses.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Wow.
Good for you.
clang.
Yeah, okay, and then the second attack is both 9s. So, yeah, so he misses on both of those attacks. And I think actually that is the moment where you first start to see his facial expression look a little bit concerned. All right, Wilfred, now it is your turn. Wilfred?
Okay. Yeah, it worked good enough then. Now I'm gonna just swing again.
All right. You're breaking up a little bit. I heard twa.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear the whole number. I heard 12, which could be
Uh,
20, it could be 12. It could be...
Natural 20.
Oh, okay. So a crit then. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, you're breaking
Uh,
up a little bit, so I'm
14 damage.
nice. There you go. All right. He definitely takes that hit, and
And
you can see that you've you've caved in his rib cage just a little bit, and he does not look happy about it. All right, Ale, you have arrived.
Yes. Okay. So first, as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on him and mark him as my quarry.
All right.
Then I am going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet to here, and I am going to swing at him.
All right.
So that's +5. Okay. But I got a 7.
Okay. Yeah, 7 unfortunately does still miss. He ducks out of the way of that one.
Wow, that
But
was
you
embarrassing.
have marked him though.
I have marked him.
Yeah. All right, Iggy, you and Piccolo have showed up.
Okay. I am going to take down here. Iggy, Piccolo is riding in the hood of my jacket right now, so that I have line of sight on him. Actually, I probably need to get more down here to actually have full line of sight. And I'm going to cast Ray of Enfeeblement.
Okay.
And we'll see. That's a 6.
Okay, yeah, 6 misses.
Yeah.
This is why I have True Strike for this 2-hit spells.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
make those work.
All right, does Piccolo do anything?
No, Piccolo is just hanging out.
right.
I'm seeing if I've got no, Hexblade's Curse I'm gonna save.
Okay. All right. Rowan, you are up again.
How does he look? Does he look
He's pretty hurt.
okay?
Like
you're
he's been
wounded, I wouldn't
regenerating a
go
little
in
bit,
close.
but
I would-
not enough to make up for how much damage you all are doing to him.
Let's see. What do I want to do? Well, I'll just take another shot at him. I won't use my bag of tricks.
All right. You guys are doing better now that you're level 3, and he's by himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would have thought?
11 hit.
11 does not hit. No. He is able to evade that one. Are you moving or doing anything else?
Now, are the backs of these stalls they open?
So basically, there's the tent thing that is just the top, and then underneath is like a counter
Table.
that's maybe like waist height.
Okay, so
There's
I can
no
shoot
back.
under-
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no back to it.
Sweet. So then I'm going to move. Yeah, I'm going to move to here.
Okay. All right. Marcher.
How high is actually this rooftop that I'm on? 10 feet, 20 feet?
I'm gonna say let's say 15 feet.
Okay. Then I'll stay here then and take another True Strike crossbow shot.
Okay.
First one is a 1. Second roll is a 22.
Better than a 1.
Yes. 3 points of damage.
All right.
I'm not getting good hits with this crossbow, but I'm getting hits.
Well, everyone kind of whittling them down. So he does regenerate a little bit on his turn, and this time he is going to take a two-handed longsword attack at one each at Wilfred and Ale.
Okay, so
Ale
the one,
first.
so the one on Wilfred, I'm going to use my reaction to pose disadvantages with my shield on that.
Okay, great. Yeah. So the first attack is on you, Ale.
Okay,
And he gets a 12. Probably misses.
that will miss.
Yeah. So second attack is on Wilfred, but with disadvantage due to Ale's protection. So that's a natural one. Yeah. So I think
Yes.
Having two people who've got that ability to cover for each other would be really powerful.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's a
Might
paladin.
be something
Yeah.
to consider in the future.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he shatters his ice longsword against your shield, and you guys feel really smug about it until he just grows another one. Yeah.
I was almost able to do that too.
Now we've seen the ability, how quick he draws those in the past.
Yeah.
At least Wilfred isn't as smug because you know the one's
Right.
just coming.
Well, so it is actually Wilfred's turn, though.
Yeah. And you know what? There is actually let's see. There. Would that be considered flanking? Or not quite? Or is this like a statue right here?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think you're quite flanking. You're not going to have advantage or anything, but I
Okay.
mean, you can certainly
Wow.
get around to there, though.
Yeah. So I'm just go ahead and swing. Bada.
All right, let's see it.
12.
12 just hits.
Cool.
Since he's not wearing armor. All right.
4 damage.
4 damage. All right. Okay. That makes it Owl's turn.
Okay, so as my bonus action, I'm going to use my channel divinity for and use Vow of Enmity against him, which means I will gain advantage on attack rolls against him for 1 minute.
Nice. We'll make that the red dot. So the green dot is Hunter's Mark. Red dot is your Vow of Enmity.
So that's a 24.
24 hits, for sure.
Okay. Move to flank.
Yeah.
If you slide over a little, then the other can
Yeah.
get advantage too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay. So what's my damage for my longsword? Okay, that's all right.
By the way, what is he bleeding, if at all?
He is not.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 10.
15 total.
Oh, there we go. Nice. He's looking pretty bad.
And I'm going to move to here. So now he is flanked.
Yeah.
Does that benefit only for the people in the flank?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Mhm.
All right. That was Ali's turn. Iggy, you're up.
All right.
He's looking very wounded.
Okay. Well, let's just skip trying to be fancy. I'm just going to try and Eldritch Blast him.
All right.
The classic.
The classic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't do any good. It's a 13.
13 hits,
Hits.
though.
Oh, it does?
Yes, because he's not wearing any armor.
Yeah.
Because he likes to not wear clothes in the cold?
He uses his lack of armor in the cold to be badass, and it makes
Yeah.
him easier to hit.
12 damage.
He
Wow.
goes down.
Now, the question it becomes, do we have to finish this man off in some fancy way since he does regenerate?
So, speaking of that, we're still in initiative. So, Iggy, you did your Eldritch Blast. Does Piccolo do anything?
No, Piccolo is hanging out in my hood, trying to warm up from flying all over the place and being cold.
Okay, Rowan, what are you doing?
Now that he's gone down, can I see him or do I have to move because of the
Probably since he's prone, he has cover behind the stall. Probably.
Okay. I'm going to move here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get close to that thing because I don't trust it. I'm just going to shoot it again.
Okay. Disadvantage because he's prone.
No, that is an 11. That does not hit.
Yeah. So unfortunately, yes, it's although like. Yeah. Okay. That he's yeah. So you miss.
Because so now what I generally know, like if we have to do something specific for undead.
So one note, we're seeing half your face because the angle of your camera, but that makes any difference. But make that would I mean, I think that mostly that would be like a religion check.
I don't think I have.
I don't think you have. Yeah, I don't think you know any like default thing. But yeah. So in any case, you've taken your turn, Marcher.
I am going to hang from the eaves and put away my crossbow, hang from the eaves, and drop to the ground.
Okay. If you take your action to do that, you don't need to make a roll or anything.
Okay. That's my action, and I'll use my movement to move over here behind Ale.
All right.
Is it dead?
Not yet.
Well, I mean, it went down. He closed
Yes.
his eyes and fell over. But it is his turn, and he regenerates 5 hit points. And stands up and attacks Wilfred and Ale again. One attack each.
Here we go.
Yeah. So that's going to be a 10 to hit Wilfred, and then a 16 to hit Ale.
That misses me.
All right.
I
But
guess not.
as he stands up, he grins at all of you and just says, "The Frostmaiden has given me her favor because I do work for her."
Oh, goody. Now I really want to kill him dead.
Uh-huh.
Oh, goody.
So now Wilfred's turn.
Yes.
Okay. Well, best thing to do is something that gets back up. Hit it so it goes back down again.
Mm-hmm.
I get knocked down.
Chumbawamba.
Yes, for the win.
Okay, that was the natural one.
Okay. Yeah. Alas. Yeah. You swing wide. All right, Ale, you're up.
Yep, now he went down but got back up again. So does the hunter's mark and
I'm gonna say it's still active.
okay, so both my things on him are still active.
Yeah.
Good.
He technically
Yeah.
did go to 0 hit points, so some rules kind of cover, like, say that, but I think, he's not defeated, so I don't think that would end the things.
Okay, so an 18.
18 hits.
Okay, I am going to spend a spell slot.
Oh wait, I didn't. I
Oh,
roll
yeah.
at advantage.
Oh,
It's just been pointed out to me that Wilfred and Rowan switched cameras at some point, so camera positions, so I just moved everyone back to where they should be. Ale, sorry, you rolled to hit, and then the damage is?
6, and I'm going to use the I'm going to use a spell slot to use Divine Smite on him.
Okay.
He's undead, so he gets 2d8 extra damage. So that's a total of 12 points of damage to him.
Okay. He goes down again, for sure.
This could get old.
Perhaps some fire will take care of this.
Iggy, you're up.
Iggy, bring
Well,
the
now
fire.
that you mention it,
Iggy, bring the fire.
I have create bonfire.
That's a you.
The
That's
cantrip.
That would be a great thing to use on top of him right here.
Okay, well, let's see. Create
I believe he
bonfire.
automatically fails to
Until this. Okay.
Dex saves.
You create a bonfire on the ground that you can see within. On the ground that you can see within range until the spell ends. Magic bonfire fills a 5-foot cube, and it lasts up to a minute. Any creature in the bonfire space must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage.
I'm going to just go ahead and we can dispense with the rolls.
Okay, I have to, but if I have to see him, I have to.
Yeah, just move over and cast
no,
a spell.
you're fine. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
You guys have solved the puzzle of the icy undead guy.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
the bonfire erupts underneath, and probably Wilfred and Ale have to kind of, get back because suddenly there's a bonfire right there. But
yes.
you
Some of us
see,
prefer the cold. Thank you.
you see that the body, as though it was just about to rally once again and get up, but suddenly engulfed in flame. You hear a scream that sounds simultaneously like a man's scream and also like some abominable creature that is just sort of wailing in pain. And you see, for a moment, the flames of the bonfire suddenly turn blue-white, and emerging up above it, you see the form of like a spectral humanoid that sort of is like reaching out and like thrashing in pain, and then sort of just disperses into the air. And what is left behind is just the bonfire with a, increasingly crispy corpse.
Yeah. Ale steps back and Wilfred just Wilfred takes half step back and then just kind of starts warming his hands.
Yeah.
They're so good. When you're not in them.
So we killed it with fire.
Yes, he does not come back this time. Congratulations, you've
a servant
killed.
of the Frostmaiden defeated. My oath holds.
And we can get paid.
Well, we need
Well,
And we get paid.
Yeah.
question is
did we ever actually take the job though?
Yeah. No, we told her we would check it out, and she told us that she'd keep looking, but I guess that she said that we were one of the people that she was gonna keep an eye out for completing it.
March, are you gonna keep this one's head too?
It's burning up in the bonfire right now.
If the skull is still there when they're done, maybe.
Gonna be able to prove it's him?
For my personal reason for doing this was the benefit of the community, but if we want to get paid, I think that we report that it's done. I have a feeling that the word will get out.
Yeah, but is there something
Distinctive that
we could
that he
take-
carries, that we could rescue.
All right,
Anyways.
I'll cut the flames off so that you guys can find something identifying.
Well,
I figure
so,
his doublet's going to be tattered. Maybe it's
Yeah, if you put the fire out, he's not
Yeah.
completely burnt to ash yet, so.
yeah. I'll put the bonfire out so that
then I will
Yes.
yeah.
Search the body for something distinctive.
Yeah. Why not just the jerkin with the short sleeves
It's enough for,
rolled up?
there enough for that. So,
is his face
not
is his face still recognizable?
Like,
No.
not
Probably not.
really.
No.
Well, we did find a way to wipe that smug smile off his face.
Have any of his weapons, like any of the daggers that he threw?
One of his like the last ice longsword that he made is sort of just laying on the ground nearby. But if you try to pick it up, it just it breaks apart and melts in your hand.
I think I don't. We will tell him that it's done, but I don't. But I think as far as proof is concerned, the best we can do is that shirt of his, what's left of it. I mean, it's pretty distinctive. Everybody sees him wearing it.
Yeah. I'll take that off, but I'll also search his pockets and things and make sure that we didn't destroy everything.
Okay. You actually don't find anything in his pockets. Given that he is an undead guy, he doesn't feel the need to carry much around, I guess.
Well, we'll take that shirt.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so you're just gonna there's not a lot of people around or anything, but you're just gonna leave his body there in the street or what?
Well, perhaps we should carry it and maybe present it to Lawmaster. They've had murders here, right?
Yes.
Yes, but they were not like they had already heard that fellow's story and not believed it. So
It was actually a lady dwarf named Hlyn.
Oh, the lady dwarf,
Flynn.
right?
Yeah.
yes,
Right. So
Well, I mean, still.
Snowing? Is it snowing?
Yeah, maybe a little. I mean, it's not
Dump it
going to
in
be
the
buried in a
snowbank,
few minutes
dump
or
it in a
anything.
snowbank and be done
Yeah.
with it.
There's
it's
certainly
foul-
snow around.
Yeah, we could. I would definitely put it in a snowbank at this point. If no one's
Alright.
around,
yeah.
what are we gonna do?
If no one's around, just
All right.
bury it in some snow, and I mean, some snow will cover it right here before too long.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's not just like blizzarding right now, so it's not like it's just going to be. I mean, if it was constantly snowing enough to bury a body in a few minutes, then the whole town would just be buried.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
Hide it in a snowdrift.
you know, I got an idea. Roll him under one of these carts.
Okay. Roll.
Roll. Roll.
That is
Alright.
so unsanitary.
He's undead. How it's already unsanitary.
Unclean, unholy, evil.
So I'll
Right.
replace you with the put the party token back up.
Well, at
All
least
right.
And then we should head to the North Look, get some rest, and then head back to what you call it in the morning.
East Haven.
Yes, because we have a little fellow that we need to take back to someone there.
That's
well.
right.
Yeah.
As well as report on the death of this undead bastard.
Yeah. Well, the Hlyn was in Bryn Shander. She was at the North Look.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we can take care of that, but then we can head to East Haven, drop off Wilford's friend, and then decide what we want to do from there. Maybe investigate that cabin, go after the moose, see
Yeah.
what else comes up. What other evil we can erase from this blighted land?
Oh, see, I thought the job for going after this guy was from East Haven.
No. We were told that the caravan was headed to East Haven, and so
Right.
that's why we headed that way and ran into you all.
Yeah, so the lady dwarf Flynn hired you or told you about it here, but said that he was in East Haven.
Oh, okay. So,
So you head up to the North Look. Just so happens that Flynn, I believe her name is Flynn
Trollbane, yeah.
Trollbane, yeah, is there. So you mosey up to her and what? Just like dump this charred vest on the table or what?
No, I think we kind of motion her to the we can tell her, your job is done. We have proof if you want to see it, but I don't think this might be the right area.
she looks around and just kind of says, this nobody cares. I would like to see it if you've
Well,
got
I'll show her the tattered jerkin that he wears.
She looks at it and just says, "Fire, huh?"
Fire.
Yep.
Well, kept him down.
It kept him from getting back up a second.
So, I take it then that after you did your own investigation, that you were satisfied that I was right all along.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to rub it in your face too much. I owe you 100 gold, don't I? And I think she kind of, she needs to, like, she doesn't have it like in her, like a pouch at her side there at the table. She has to go up to her room to get it. But she
Okay.
she lives up to what she.
Hey, she
Yeah.
wasn't robbed on the way to her room.
by
No.
agents of the
You-
Zentarum.
Nope.
Yeah,
You get,
those guys.
Nope, you get paid. You get 100 gold. She offers to buy you all around as well. She's curious, I think. She asks, did you find out for sure what it was that he was doing? Was I right about he was trying to take out people who were cheating on the lottery?
He claimed to be an agent of the Frostmaiden. And for that alone, he deserved death.
He was undead. That's it.
Okay.
That's
Well,
how he.
and I'm dead in the service of the Frostmaiden. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I mean, see, the Frostmaiden, like, she's vicious, right? She's cruel. But she's not arbitrary, right? If she was sending someone to kill people, like, if it was just random, why the cloak and dagger, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
She could send like monsters or something, but like,
He was a monster. I
well,
interrupt.
okay, fair.
Maybe it also could be that she's potentially preparing for something much larger. The unending winter may be the first steps to something greater, and sending out small enforcers or small servants to scope out areas and sow chaos and mayhem may be another part of this first step.
I think I need another
we did our
drink.
job. People are safer now.
So, yeah. So, I mean, thank you for, what you've done. I think that there's going to be, not that anyone was that worried, I don't think, about these killings, except for me so far, except, I suppose the people who probably have the most to thank you for are the people who are on the Ice Maiden's list. But, you've done a good thing nonetheless, I think. So, thank you for that. May I ask, what about Torga? Does she know you did it?
No, I don't think she does.
Does she
And it
know
would be
who
good
you
if she doesn't
are?
Yes. So far, I feel like it would be a good thing just so that she thinks he left. I mean, he may have been called home by the Frostmaiden.
Yeah. She definitely didn't care that he was undead, just so long as he was able to do the job she was paying him to do.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just saying that this is, not anything like a problem for me. I'm just saying that if she has any reason to think that you're involved, she does seem like the type that would hold a grudge about something like that.
So did he.
Well, I guess if we see her, we could tell her that it's her fault for hiring undead.
We tried that. She did. She seemed unsympathetic to that point of view.
If we come to that bridge, we'll cross it when we get there.
possibly with fire again.
Yep.
All right. Well, you've done good work for me. If you need a reference or anything in the future, just let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, if you don't mind, I think in order to celebrate this, I'm going to go up to my room with a lot of alcohol and drink myself stupid. So,
I, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take that round, by the way.
well, no,
We're
yeah,
adventurers,
you
of
got
course
the
we do.
round. You got the round.
Yeah.
Is everyone just kind of hanging out and enjoying themselves in the
Yes.
Northwest?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
We had
all
a
right.
success, so yes.
Yeah. Good job. Well done. Side quest achieved. Um, so are you? What are you all doing for the evening? Just hanging out? Are you talking to people? Or are you just hanging out with each other, listening for more rumors? What are you doing?
I think it's been quite profitable to listen to what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
check into what's going on and what kind of jobs there might be out there. We do
Yeah.
have one final quest on our quest journal to close off, but we are looking for other things.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a good idea to give the caravan time to figure out something else to do than stand in our way between where we're going,
Yeah.
where we are, and where we're going.
I'm gonna ask around and see if anybody's heard anything about the moose and
Okay.
any other strange happenings in the area.
Oh yeah, we still have the moose too.
Yep.
Sure, sure. Yeah, so I think none of the people here know any more about the moose than what you've heard already. So you don't get any new information there, but there are people here who have also heard the same rumor.
Ooh,
But what you do hear is someone say they connect it. You had also in the past heard a rumor about a sea monster in Bremen, but what you hear is one person who thinks they're related.
To the moose?
Yeah, that there's all sorts of animals acting weirdly lately. You know, like there's like why would a sea monster only attack boats from Bremen? Why would this moose be so impossible for the hunters to find? Like there's unusual animals acting strangely, and they think it's related.
do I?
Does anybody know what the sea monster is? Like,
I mean,
more details?
No, no one here has any more detail than just like something's attacking boats.
Do I hear anything about someone in this out traveling seeing a creature with a face of light?
I don't think anyone actually make an investigation check on that. Yeah.
Is it humanoid? Yeah, or I wouldn't know.
I mean it in its silhouette it seemed to be like it was man shaped, except for the strangeness of the light coming from the face.
How about the lycanthrope? Out by Kelvin's cairn. Do we hear anything about there was like they were trying to gather an adventuring party in Targos to gear up for going out to Kelvin's cairn looking for a Goliath lycanthrope?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, that, I mean, again, what you're getting from that is a lot of like the same gossip is getting passed around with nobody who actually has any new information for you.
Okay.
And 14 on my investigation.
You don't get any solid information, but you do hear someone say, that there sounds like a cold light walker to me. I can't claim to be any kind of an expert, but there are those who say that the poor souls who are, cast out into the cold after the lottery are taken by the Frostmaiden and turned into cold light walkers.
Do they say what these do? Are they like the eyes of the Frostmaiden?
I just know what I've heard. I certainly hope to never come across one myself.
Okay, well, thank you.
So, is anyone else asking about something specific, or anyone who wants to just roll for a random rumor can do that too?
I'll roll for a random rumor.
Oh, and
Roll a
also don't
D10,
forget,
please.
guys. The guy at the church asked us to go check on his friend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, up in the north.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I've got that one written down too.
Here, I'll put us on the regional map just to cause for all of the different town names and stuff.
Yeah. I like to think that the pseudo dragon is like, I have a bowl of stew, and my little pseudo dragon has like a little cup of stew.
Nice, I like that.
Like he's got he's got a little teacup full of stew
Yeah.
to munch on.
Yeah. So the cabin that Copper told you about, he marked here on the map.
Yeah.
So that's kind of up north of Lonelywood and Tourmaline.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyone who wants to roll for a random rumor, please roll a d10 for me.
I'll give it a
Okay.
shot.
Some of these
D10 you said?
are obviously rumors that you would have heard already. But
A 4.
2.
okay, so a 2 is gonna. I'll let you re-roll because that was actually for the dwarves. Will pay good money for anyone who can find a lost shipment for them.
How about a 4?
Yeah, so you find that there's a merchant who sells like snowshoes and stuff like that, going out, that those sorts of survival supplies, goes out occasionally to the people who live a little bit further outside of town, but travels around. And he tells you in Caer Konig, local establishments are beset by vandals and thieves that skulk about unseen. And the town speaker, a dragonborn named Trovus, could really use some help catching the interlopers.
What
That's Caer Konig up here.
what kind of stuff are being stolen?
Oh, all sorts of things.
Big things,
I-
small things.
All sorts of things. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Local
I would characterize-
establishments are beset by vandals and thieves.
I would characterize saying it's like the lady at the north gate. It's like, yeah, the winds are cursed.
Oh, yeah. No, this is, I'm not talking about someone stealing your auntie's cutlery.
Okay. Because actually, no, I know what the cause of the cursed winds was.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
those things called Chewingus.
So that was 4. Is that a 10 for Marcher?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So believe it or not, someone is saying there that's like, I heard that a bunch of kobolds have taken over a gem mine in Tourmaline.
Yeah.
That
Actually,
That would be
It's actually,
interesting.
in point of fact, it's true. We've met them. It's amazing.
yeah.
And and they've actually decided to work for the
Yeah.
miners.
You know what? Because you guys have been doing this enough, I'm actually going to just tell you all the rumors that you haven't heard already.
Okay.
So because you're hanging out, you're just chatting up people, seeing like what, you're looking for new stories, right? So
Yeah.
you also hear that in Caer Dinival, no one has seen the town speaker for a long time. And locals say that Speaker Crannock has fallen ill, but sinister figures have been seen entering and leaving the castle at odd hours.
Ooh.
Yeah. In Dugan's Hole, people live in fear of winter wolves that haunt the outskirts of the town. As big as horses they are, and smarter than normal wolves.
And where was that?
Dugan's
Dugan-
Hole.
Dugan's Hole down south.
Yeah. And in Goodmead, the town speaker was recently killed by a 9-foot-tall giant. And rumor has it that the giant stole a shipment of honeymead, without which a handful of taverns in 10 towns might go dry.
Do you happen to think
Drink the booze.
that might have been our large friend?
I am only 7 feet tall.
No,
Oh, he's talking about the frost giant we ran into. But the point is taken.
I think that giant on the mammoth was
Was taller than
Oh
9
yeah,
feet.
much taller than 9 feet. Yeah, like 25 feet. Like you wouldn't make a mistake between the two.
Are giants as small as 9 feet? Or is the hill giants maybe?
I mean, there are
They were as small as 7 feet.
You, oh, my apologies, Marcher.
I admit that I am something of a runt,
well.
but
I
I
mean,
am still a giant. I'm the shortest giant you will ever meet.
That's your one unique thing, the shortest giant in the world.
Well, adult anyways.
Adult.
Yeah. Right.
giants do get shorter, but aren't they called Goliaths when they're in that?
Yes.
They're okay.
You
Other
have a
than
firm grasp of the obvious, my friend.
Goliaths, there are lots of different kinds of creatures that are called or classified as the group giant, and they're
Yes.
all different sizes.
Yeah.
Generally,
was-
Goliaths
that-
are the smallest of anything that would be remotely in that category.
That was Wilfred just, yeah, being a little bit pedantic.
Right. So to recap, things that you have not yet investigated: the sea monster in Bremen, white moose in Lonelywood, researcher in cabin, mountain expedition that started from Targos but was going to Kelvin's Cairn. Dugan's Hole has white wolves that seem unusual. They're big. Goodmead, the town speaker, was killed by giant. Cara Dinival, no one has seen the town speaker there, and there's like suspicious things about it. And Cara Koenig, vandals and thieves skulking about unseen.
We need to go to East Haven,
Yes.
so we can go there, finish that up. Then from there, go to Caerdinival and Caerconig, and then cross country to Kelvin's Cairn and then the cabin. And then come back to Lonelywood and maybe hunt a moose.
was the researcher's cabin in Kelvin's Cairn?
No, it's past Kelvin's Cairn.
Yeah. Researcher's place is right there.
Okay.
So counterclockwise around 10 towns.
Yeah. So you want to go from East Haven to Cara Dinival, over here to Cara Koenig. And did you want to stop in Kelvin's Cairn?
I would like to make sure that those hunters don't make any trouble for someone my people have a great deal of respect for.
Okay. And then
I have no doubt that they will that they will deal with the hunters expeditiously, but just to make sure.
okay. I don't have a problem with it. Oh, and Goodmead is down here.
Yes. Well, it's difficult to make the problem of visiting a number of different sites on a map efficiently is one that people have been arguing over for many years.
Right.
So we just give up and just visit things that sound interesting.
Yep.
And things that will get us paid, like
Well, we are
Chewinga.
hoping.
Yes, like the Chewinga.
Right, so
You
East
go to
Haven
East
first.
Haven first.
Yes,
Yep.
no doubt about that. We'll sleep here tonight and then go to East Haven.
All right. So, if no one has any other business, we can go ahead and, sort of clock wipe forward. You depart for East Haven from
A long
Bryn-
rest, right?
Yes. Everyone gets a long rest. And then to make the journey to East Haven along the Eastway is pretty much an all-day trip. But on the road, you don't have to worry very much about encountering strange creatures or anything like that. So basically, nothing all that much happens, other than just you spend another day on the road.
Was there anything interesting at the East Gate with the
Oh yeah.
man?
So, if you didn't stop by the town center, all you know is that Torik's caravan is no longer outside the East Gate.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fewer questions we ask, the fewer questions will be asked of us.
Okay.
If we're too nosy, people will start to get suspicious.
All right. So, as you're heading, you make your way to East Haven. It is, a journey, a familiar journey, easygoing compared to when you were trekking across land, overland,
And we
so
don't
on.
have a 600 pounds of iron
Yeah,
being dragged behind us.
True.
Yeah. So, as you arrive in town, are you headed straight for the wet trout to meet with Danica?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I think you. Here, let me give you a nice tavern ambiance here. All right. So you make your way into the wet trout, and so I guess just as a little bit of a discussion of the journey, Wilfred, have you been your little Chewinga friend has not been especially like calling your attention to him necessarily, like he's doing what he has been doing. Are you making any unusual or like unusual any special like conversation or any other action or
I think I as we're going out on the just marching on along the road, I think he'll do kind of like a play sword fight with his finger.
yeah.
Just
Nice.
and
So
occasionally might just if I at the end of the fight with Sepik, you just pat the Chewinga on the head.
all right. So the as you are making your way into the wet trout, Danica Greysteel is still there at her regular table. Her table is still completely covered with books, although I think those of you who would pay attention to the books note that they are entirely different books, but still all spread out like that. So,
I think Wilfred's met his soulmate.
So I think that as you are making your way in there, the Chewinga has reverted to sort of the hidden aspect, looking like a little bit of a little snowdrop flower right now up there on your hood. But as you approach, Danica looks up and just smiles and just says, "Ah, welcome. Have you had any luck?"
Yes, we have. It's thing about Chewingas, they don't like to be seen when there's a crowd. They like to distance themselves.
As soon as you start talking like this, her eyes go wide. She kind of scrambles and gets a notebook, and she's like writing all this down.
As I will kind of point to top of my head with this little flower. Yes, I be careful about touching. Don't want to scare it off.
Sure. Oh, of course, of course. I definitely don't want to scare it off. Uh, I'm just, I'm just delighted to have the opportunity to meet one. Do you think that it would be willing to reveal itself to me? Perhaps if we went somewhere quieter.
I think I does this place wouldn't have like rooms. This is just a tavern, right?
Right. Yeah. This is just a tavern.
If we
Yeah.
go outside, I think we could. Um, I think that'd be isolated enough.
Maybe just the two of you. If we're all crowded around, the Chewinga might not want to appear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so okay. Yeah. I absolutely whatever the little friend wants. I'm just tickled. Oh my gosh, is it? I'm trying to not overreact. I don't want to scare it away. I mean,
Well, just come on.
okay,
Get your-
okay. So like she looks, and you can see for a moment the dilemma in her mind as she has the impulse to want to bring all of her books with her. Like
Yeah.
has to
We,
be
we
like
will,
which
we will
which
watch your
ones?
things. Don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you kind of just kind of go out the back and where it's just a little quiet out
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
there's I think a lantern where you can just see the snow sort of gently falling, illuminated in the lantern just outside there. It's cold and dark, of course, but you've got that little bit of insulation. Like once you've been inside, you've sort of refreshed the warmth of the insulation of
Yeah.
all your furs and everything. So you don't feel quite so cold out there right away, but it's quiet and kind of pretty out there.
Hey, I. So, we're. So I. Is. You should. Is. Perch on my head. If you. Can you see him?
I I see a flower.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh. Hmm. I have my pack on me, so I take out like a mess, like kind of basically plates and such, and say, let's sit down and pretend to have a meal.
Oh, okay. And so she kind of just sits cross-legged down on the snow
And I'll hold up hand for the chewinga to.
okay. Yeah,
Do it.
so I think that as you start to do that, you do feel it kind of takes on its spirit form and kind of scrambles down along your arm to participate in the game. And Danica's just delighted. She's like, my goodness, you've made friends with it. That's so wonderful. I had worried that because they were so reluctant to reveal themselves much of the time that it might be that they thought of humanoids as only something scary. But you've made friends with this one. It likes you.
Honestly, this one and the ones that it was with, they were honestly we found them while they had a little plate, pine cone on it, and they were pretending to eat. they're doing
Really?
exactly what we're doing now, just
So
and this one decided to just stay with me.
So she's kind of very gently and despite her enthusiasm, you see her dealing pretty well with it. Like she's not coming on too strong. She's engaging in the play, and it seems to kind of warm to her. It's a little bit shy at first, but yeah, it's it seems to enjoy having added this new person to the circle of trust, so to speak. And so Danica just says, "Do you think that it would be willing to stay with me for a little while?"
Possibly. I mean, it. No, I'm not really looking forward to testing that because kind of gotten used to having my little passenger.
Yeah, I can imagine. He seems charming.
Yeah. I and honestly, there was only one time it was ever unpleasant. That's when we were taking shelter from a blizzard.
Hmm.
Took ourselves some snow caves, and it seemed to get uh, angry, but doesn't have the strength to actually hurt anyone.
Hmm. So, I wonder, does that mean that it was simply angry because of the violence and harshness of the storm, or I wonder if that has something to do with the if 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 Auril is creating these storms via magic and they're not natural storms, perhaps that would aggravate it.
Possibly. I mean, I'm not sure how magical in origin the storm was. It might have just been a side effect of dark and cold.
You both kind of glance down at it, and you realize that it's standing. It has kind of stood up, and it's still only like 6 inches tall, but it's kind of looking off into the darkness a little bit, and it's got its head cocked like it's listening to something.
Hmm. Do we hear anything?
Make a perception check.
That is a natural 20 for 23.
Nice. You don't hear anything. And because it's a very, very quiet, silent sort of night, it's extremely quiet right now. You get the sense it's hearing something through senses that you don't have.
Hmm.
And it eventually kind of turns back to you, and you watch it look to you, and it kind of does a polite nod to Danica, but then it looks to you, and it does a deep bow like a knight might do, like a little kneel, and then it just stands up and holds out its hand kind of like this.
Hold out my hand to it. Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
it
managed.
yeah, it grabs just like the tip of your index finger in both hands, just like. Um, and as it's doing that, you feel a warmth coming in through your hand, and just intuitively, like you're suddenly, your mind is flooded with this emotion of being warm and safe, and you just feel sort of intuitively that it's thanking you for keeping it safe, and that now it is rewarding you. And so mechanically, you now have received the charm of the Traveler's Haven, which means that you are going to be able to cast Leomund's Tiny Hut 3 times.
Oh,
3 times.
Only 3 times, but that, and then it's
3 times total, but still, that is
Yeah.
that is a tremendously useful thing. Yeah,
Especially out in the wild.
and especially for Wilfred and his love of magic.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wilford, you scored.
But then as you have you sort of feel the receipt of this charm, I think you sort of close your eyes, just feeling sort of like the warmth, almost like you're feeling the sun on your face, And then as you open your eyes, just there's a little bit of like a swirl of snow where the chewinga was gone, was standing, and it's gone.
Huh. I guess it went home.
Danica's like, well, I had hoped that it would stay a little longer, but you've clearly done what I asked for, and I've got a lot to think about now, and some excellent first-hand observations. So, of course, I will hold up my end of the bargain. You can keep the lantern that you have been using, and of course, I have 25 gold for you and your friends.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Thank you very much for helping me to have that experience. It was very special.
I, man, I gotta, when it shook my finger, it gave me a gift, and I don't think it realizes exactly how great of a gift that was.
Well, I mean, if it's a nature spirit and capable of giving that gift, I mean, I think it's a bit presumptuous to assume it doesn't know.
Well, I mean, the ability to protect myself and my party is good, but I've been trying to cast spells for years. And I know I'm going to be able to. Huh. Okay.
Wonderful.
I think it's time to go back inside.
Yes, let's celebrate. And so, coming back in, you all get to celebrate not only getting paid 25 gold for completing another quest, but you all actually level up again.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Because this point
Hallelujah!
Gold each.
yeah, so at this point in the adventure, like you're leveling up based on how many of these side quests you complete. And so having you had saved a couple up for a while. So when you completed the gem mine and recovering the iron, that's what got you to level 3. But killing Cephek and returning the Chewinga gets you to...
Right.
Cool.
All
Oh
right.
my gosh!
Finally,
Tough.
Well, and for that matter, that's Wilfred at level 4. You get your feat too that you were
Yeah.
wearing, right?
Wow. I did not expect this for
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like that's kind of how it goes when it's milestone based rather than experience, right? It's you were honestly delayed getting to 3 longer than you probably would have been.
Yeah.
Because
we faffed about.
We picked
Well,
the wrong side.
No, you just had a couple of things that were in progress for a while rather than starting one, finishing it, and moving on to the next. You had kind of several going in parallel for a while. So now you just bang, 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 bang like dominoes, and there you go. Well done, everyone.
Hey.
I'm gonna ask her. Does she have any books about creatures that? And I'm gonna tell her about that white face, the light face stuff.
Okay, yeah. Sure. Let me look up what you might be able to find out about those.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that one.
Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I think that she is able to kind of confirm some of what you had heard from the other guy, but like from a sort of a more official source. What she says is that it's said from people who have some experience in the the colder areas of Icewind Dale that some people who die from extreme cold but whose spirits remain behind, could become cold light walkers. And that is something that certainly seems to be possibly aligned with what Oral is going on. But in particular, it's essentially a kind of undead that is specific to when a humanoid dies from cold exposure. And it's it's not everyone that freezes to death, but someone who specifically would have unfinished business related to having died from cold. And so if you mention to her the rumor that you heard, she says it does seem reasonable to her that if someone was sacrificed by being essentially cast out into the cold to die of exposure as part of the lottery, that seems like something that would plausibly cause a cold light walker, especially if that was something that Oral wanted.
Okay. Does it say if it like how like does it do, or does she know about their not motives or personality, but are they aggressive or how do they
That
talk different?
they are essentially embodiments of Winter's wrath, and they're essentially they are aggressive typically, because essentially, like most undead, they kind of viciously resent those who have what they no longer do.
Okay.
Okay. I don't like having seen this thing twice now.
Hey, Christiana, as a quick aside, can you check the link in the D&D Beyond link that I put in the chat in the Zoom chat to so I can add that to my character?
Oh, okay, yeah. So here I've added it to my collection. Hopefully that'll let you do
Excellent.
it.
Yep.
Great.
I will check. Thank you.
Sure.
And-
For anyone else who's curious, that was a sort of a custom spell that Nobilis and I had previously discussed.
Okay. And I've changed one of my Eldritch invocations to Voice of the Chain Master,
Okay.
which says you can communicate telepathically with your familiar and perceive through your familiar senses as long as you are on the same plane of existence.
Very
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah. So
Additionally, while perceiving through your familiar senses, you can also speak through your familiar with your own voice, even if your familiar is normally incapable of speech.
Nice.
yeah, so I think there would be maybe an element as you go to bed that night of recognition that like, oh, was that a limitation? Well, guess what? Lucky you. You're doing such good work at growing your strength and your power that we can work with this.
Yeah.
For Magic Initiate, Wilfred took a lights, message, and the alarm spell.
Nice.
So
Yeah. And I've now got mage armor and invisibility.
There you go.
So
Hey.
yeah. Oh no, sorry. I've got mage hand, not mage armor. I already had mage armor. It's mage hand. So now.
Well, and invisibility, because you're a warlock, because the way warlock spell slots work, you can always do, I think, at least one other person, right? Because you have second level spell slot, or
Yeah, no, I'm still at second level. It's third level and higher.
Yeah, so next level you'll be able to automatically do two people.
Yeah.
All right, so is everyone else still leveling up, or?
I'm done.
Yeah.
and I think I kind of sitting around talking. Wilfred's kind of gone into his stuff, looking at the book, and all of a sudden, he goes. He holds up his hammer, says a word, and it lights up. I did it! I did it!
You did it.
Yes. And Stingershin puts it away.
Very nice.
Yeah, Piccolo trills and congratulations.
So
Yeah.
here's a question. I would imagine you don't probably get to it that night. But before you head out in the morning, would you check in with the town speaker here or the Captain Argoloth, or just on your
Yeah,
way?
I think we ought to tell them what happened to the
The thing.
with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to check in.
So here's where you get another update of your own. They, first of all, hearing that it was the Zentarum does not come entirely as a shock. Like, he's like, yeah, okay. That sounds right. He does share, though, the good news that it turns out that the courier with the gemstones was just delayed. He showed up.
Oh!
Hey! Woo!
But but there's you sense, I think, without needing to make an insight check, that there's an element to which, like, he promised that he would pay, and it was technically stolen from his custody, not yours. And so there is certainly a point to which it could be argued that you're entitled to all of those gems anyway.
That is a lot of
No.
money. How about we just take one, and if we can recover the thing for you, we'll take the rest.
He's very relieved to that is something you're open to, because
Yeah.
that you're right, exactly, that it was like the town's entire
Yeah, to
Yeah.
budget. Yeah, that's,
yeah. So let me just double check how much we're talking about there.
It was 500 GP, so 100 per once we can get it changed.
Yeah. Yeah. So you definitely you take one of those, and he's very glad that you don't insist on the rest. You get the sense that, like, he would not have kept it from you, but he would have been really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to burn bridges like that.
Sure. The other thing, though, that he is like, that's the good news.
Mm-hmm.
But the town hall literally had another break-in.
Oh no.
And here's
was
what
stolen?
is the
I bet they stole the
figurehead.
The figurehead.
yeah.
Oh my God.
But
Oh,
here's
dear.
the thing that he thinks is really strange, that just based on studying the scene, he is pretty sure that they did not steal it intact, but used tools to smash it up into little pieces and then carted it out that way.
Weird.
Yeah,
But that
so it would suggest that whoever wanted it wanted the material and didn't care so much about the actual figurehead element of it.
Well, that tracks with other things that we have heard, though, correct? That there is somebody out
Yeah.
there who's collecting this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
his
tracks
Aaron
with
was
Allay's
collecting.
vision.
yes,
Yeah.
it does.
So
This material is being falling into the wrong hands.
Yeah, and he says that happened just yesterday. So if you wanted to take a look at the scene, he could certainly,
well,
you
let's
know,
have a look. I mean,
Captain
you can't hurt to
Argoloth
see.
had already concluded that much, but didn't have anything else to work with. This time it
is-
wasn't an inside job. Someone definitely forced the door, but it happened when no one was there. So
Probably found out about it during the first one and said, "Hey, we should go back and get this stuff." So,
could be.
and they didn't have the means to do it the first time. That
Yeah.
seems likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
so-
spell isn't showing up. I don't know why.
I mean I
Yeah,
don't.
we'll figure it out. It's no
Okay.
big deal.
You need to probably make sure that in your character editing settings that you have the homebrew content allowed ticked.
Okay, I'll check that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to take us to the town hall map because there's not really anything to see there really.
Right.
But you can all sort of investigate the scene and look for clues if you like.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Sure.
So
I don't-
investigation.
There it is.
Man, I don't get another spell slot until level 11.
Well, yeah, but you get your spell slots back on a short rest instead of a long
Yeah.
rest. That's
Yeah.
the warlock thing. So you don't have that many. You know lots of cantrips. You don't have as many spell slots, but they're higher level. But you get them back, on a short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warlocks are weird.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like
Yeah.
warlocks.
Yeah.
So, are we like mechanically rolling for stuff?
If you hadn't played one, I
like-
would have.
Yeah, and investigation checks. So you can all roll individually, or if if one person wants to help someone else, that's fine too.
Yeah. I got a 21.
I got a 17.
10.
Okay.
11.
I'm sorry, I didn't get everyone. Did someone say 21?
Yeah.
Oh, very very good. Yeah. So, Iggy. So first of all, I think all of you kind of working together, looking at the scene, can come to the same conclusions that Captain Argoloth did, because in particular, there's little tiny slivers of this material here and there that are like wedged between floorboards and that sort of thing. Which and there's all stuff marked up all over the floor. That really does suggest that rather than try to drag this thing out in one piece, that they broke it up into smaller pieces.
Kind of tracks.
Well, that's what I was just going to say, is that the everything looks like it was dragged out the same door that was forced to begin with, but you, I think, are able to see that even though there are a fair amount of tracks outside the building, you spot that there are some of these little flecks of the Chardolin that were difficult to spot against the snow, but you see that just past the thoroughfare where there's lots of tracks, you spot one of those little slivers, which suggests that the smaller number of tracks going that way are the right ones. And it's not just they went, so you basically narrow down which tracks could have been theirs by, from 100 possible tracks to follow to 3.
So let us see what we can find. If it's a reasonable thing, let's go.
Yeah. I want to pick up the Chardolin pieces.
Okay, yeah, so you can certainly pick up any of them that you find. How are you handling that?
I just
Weren't they like charged with some dangerous?
yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
You
I
shouldn't
want
be
to
grabbing them
I
with
wa-
bare hands.
yeah, I want to just
Mage
have
hand?
them wrapped up in like
Piece of
it's like a
cloth
scrap
or
piece
a
of
box.
leather or cloth or something like that, and I can get a box
Okay,
to put them in, like a lead box or something.
okay. I mean, I don't think you just have a lead box. You'd probably have
No.
to have one
I
made.
mean, I'd have to go buy one from like a curiosity shop or something.
Yeah. I think you could probably buy one in town, let's say for 4 gold.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
And I'll say this
in the
lead box
meantime-
is about 6 inches by 3 inches by 2 inches. So it's not big enough for big things, but it's enough to put, small handful
It's
of
somebody's
slivers of
recipe card box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just happens to be a lead line.
Well,
Yes.
it's
Oh
certain-
no, you make things out of lead sometimes because it's easy to work.
well,
and,
especially in a world where it's known that lead protects against certain sorts of magical
right.
effects.
And
yeah.
Grandma did not want anybody finding her recipes.
Yeah.
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 So here's the thing, though, that whoever you want to put in charge for this, make survival check, and you can have someone roll with advantage if you want, or more than
I will.
one people.
Give advantage to our ranger.
Okay.
Is this tracking something?
Yeah. So
we're
you're
tracking down the Chardolin.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so the problem initially was that there were just too many possible tracks to follow, but Iggy spotting the little bit of Chardolin narrowed down which ones might be them.
I like it when I get to track things. And it's with advantage?
Yes.
Alrighty. So how does a dirty 20 sound?
It sounds good enough to tell you that the tracks lead to the East Haven ferry. And in particular, the ferry, you had heard a little bit about this ferry because it was like mentioned during the whole White Lady incident, right? Like that was, the ferry that supposedly she took and all that, but, currently it's like frozen in. And in fact, I think you had probably met the guy who would normally operate it, who hangs out at the Wet Trout now. I think in your last night there, you discovered that the guy he's the norm of the Wet Trout, that he's the regular that everybody knows, is apparently when it's not frozen in, he would operate the East Haven ferry.
Now, is the ferry sitting at the...
Yes, so like it is, yeah, but it's at the dock, but completely frozen in. Like it's not going anywhere.
Now, do the tracks seem to
Interesting.
go to the ferry itself, or just in the area of that dock?
No. They go onto the dock and seem to go towards the ferry.
Oh.
Well, then, I think that it was worth our time to investigate the ferry.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
So there's not a map for the ferry, but as you approach it, East Haven's ferry, a keelboat, is trapped in the ice at the end of a wooden dock. A small cabin is situated toward the aft end of the hull.
So how big is this thing overall?
Hang on, let me just read this a little bit. The cabin is about 10 foot square. Yeah, the cabin is about 10 foot square. The keelboat, it's a ferry, right? So it has to be big enough for like cargo and passengers and stuff. Other than that, but everything else is like obvious on deck, and it's the cabin is the only enclosed part. So I'm assuming right now that you're still sort of standing on the dock looking over at it.
I think we should approach cautiously.
Very cautiously.
All right.
Yep.
So
But I will go first.
All right. Would you like to make a stealth check?
Maybe I should not have been the person who said that, given I'm wearing the chainmail, but So it goes. What is my stealth is?
I'm going to cast False Life.
Okay.
Nice. 8 temporary hit points.
Okay, so I got a 13. Well, that wasn't
Okay.
as bad as it could have been.
Yeah. You are actually fairly pleased with yourself at how quiet you're being, but as soon as you take a step onto the keelboat, it goes. But you know it's not your fault. This is just a creaky old boat. There's no walking on this thing without it going. It's a old crappy keelboat frozen in ice. It's gonna creak. But so you step onto the deck. There's basically like there's nothing on the deck except a couple of things that look like they've been like tarped up to protect against the weather, but everything that's on the deck that's there at all very clearly has been there for a while, or at the very least it looks that way, right? It's
Yeah.
frost covered. There's no signs of like scrape marks or tracks or anything near it, anything like that. But there are boot prints. And you would guess, honestly, with your roll, that these look to you like dwarven boot prints leading to and from the ferry. And so, you are, you see these boot prints definitely go onto the ferry.
Is anyone joining me on this
yes.
3-hour tour?
We're with you. We're with you.
Yeah.
I think the aft cabin is the obvious place to check. by Baha and passing up, I'm going to walk up to the aft cabin door.
Okay.
I assume there is a door, correct?
Is there
Yes.
now? There's no below deck or anything of that nature?
No, it's a keel boat, which means that it's very narrow, like top to bottom. Doesn't go down into the water very far. So it's basically just the main deck and then the enclosed cabin. But you do see as you look at the cabin that the ice covering the cabin door has been chipped away.
I'll look at my companions,
Wilfred
take a deep breath, and see if I can try to pull the door open.
All right. So
I did not increase my intelligence when I leveled up. I will just point that out. I still have an intelligence of 8.
So as you open the door and you look inside, you don't see anybody. What you do see is, hang on. You see 4 sleeping bags, various packs of stolen rations, and what looks like a rolled up map of Icewind Dale with a number of locations marked on it.
How big around is the cabin?
10 feet,
10 feet.
square.
Okay. So
Looks like they've gone on from here, perhaps by boat. I'm going to go over to the side of the boat, like facing away, and see if there's any, like, evidence of someone dragging a boat nearby or something like that.
Make a perception check, or I guess survival.
They're both the same.
Yeah.
And Wilfred's.
Anybody want to help me?
yeah, I'll help you.
Okay. Rolling with advantage, I got a 21.
Okay, so what you can see is that there are a lot of these dwarven footprints. So, like, the only tracks that are currently going all the way out to the ferry here are these dwarven tracks, but there are a lot going both ways.
Okay.
You don't see any sign of, like, a boat being dragged away or anything.
So they haven't. I don't think they've gone any other direction from here.
There's people been coming and going though from the ferry.
Now,
Okay.
is there are there any packs or any personal belongings other than the rations and sleeping bags?
I don't think so. No.
But there is that map, so I'm going
Yeah,
to
there is the map.
look at the map.
Wilfred has it. Has the
Oh,
map.
Wilfred took it? Okay,
Well,
okay.
no. So if you reach for the map to take it, we're rolling initiative.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait.
oh, surprise!
Uh-huh.
David?
Yeah.
David, what did you do?
So
Wait.
Well, see, Ig was right behind you.
yeah. So I think everyone think just a little bit about where you are. Like, we don't have a map, so we're doing theater of the mind. But I'm just dragging.
I was out on the deck. Out on the deck because I was looking around for any other direction they might have gone.
I was
Yeah.
at the door because I pulled it open and had not gone inside. I just looked inside, but had not gone in. So that's where I am.
I'm just putting tokens on the map so that I can use them to, add to the initiative tracker.
Yeah, and Ig is with Wilfred at the table because they wanted to look at the map too.
I'm not seeing the East Haven map.
Hang on. Oh, why you're not?
Yep,
No.
seeing the
Oh,
region
okay.
map.
Sorry. Well, okay. So fine. It
Yep,
doesn't
there we
matter.
are.
It doesn't matter. There's not a map anyway. Yeah. All right. So yeah.
Oh, great.
So yeah, what you see suddenly appear is this guy, and the fact that he looks really tiny will make more sense maybe at some point. He's not actually that small. When you see him now, he's dwarf-sized.
Oh, okay. I was thinking.
So I mean, the picture makes him look small for reasons that will maybe make sense at some point, but what what happens first is that he gets a surprise round on you because I think you were all surprised.
Yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
have an initiative for Rowan and for Piccolo?
Not for Piccolo yet. Um.
All right. Rowan, what was your initiative? Jason?
I put it in 19.
Oh, okay, there we go. Great.
I'm not.
Sure. All right. So, but this individual gets the surprise round first. So, what happens as you attempt to take the map, Wilfred, is that all of a sudden, from the corner of the cabin, a dwarven figure with gray skin, long white beard, and leather armor suddenly is becomes visible, had been invisible, now is visible, and is attacking you with a dagger. And is one attack towards Wilfred and one towards Iggy, who's also there at the table.
Okay.
So that's a 24 to hit, Wilfred.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be 7 piercing damage and 11 psychic damage.
Wow.
And then towards Iggy, that's a 13 to hit. Probably misses.
Does not hit.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, this dwarf has just has just come out of nowhere and attacked, and so now we're in initiative proper past the surprise round. So Iggy, you're up.
Okay, I am going to try this ray of enfeeblement thing again.
Okay.
Oh, that's not great. 8.
An 8 misses, unfortunately.
Okay. And movement, I'm going to back up out of immediate melee range.
Okay, well, he's going to get an opportunity attack.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. That's a 15 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. You're going to get 4 piercing damage and 7 psychic damage.
Okay.
Damage. Ow.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
You get
yeah, you find that, like, as you take the wound from this dagger, there's just this searing pain in your head that gives you, like, this mental image of this dwarf. Like, there, for a moment, it's like there's nothing around you. It's just this dwarf with his hands around your throat, and just you feel for a moment like he's assaulting your mind, and then you're back there where you were. But so you are able to continue moving away, though, after he gets his opportunity to attack.
Uh-huh.
All right. Rowan, it's your turn, and I think you've heard, like, combat break out, but if you're outside the cabin, you'd probably have to move around to even be able to have partial line of sight on him.
yeah. But we also saw Iggy stumble out bleeding.
Yeah, no, you know something's
Yeah.
happening. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of whether you have line of sight to attack or not.
So is the cabin open, or is it
No,
in case-
it's entirely enclosed except for
Door.
there's windows, but they are like closed windows and they're completely like frosted over.
all right? Then that's fine. I would like to move into line of sight of the door. Can I
Okay.
see past Iggy?
He has half cover, but otherwise, yeah. So it just means he gets an extra 2 to his
All right.
AC.
Because I didn't take it. I didn't take a score increase. I took a feat. And I
What
took
feat did you-
Sharpshooter,
I get to ignore cover.
very nice.
Oh,
Nice.
And I also am going to take I'm going to choose to take the -5 penalty on my to hit.
Okay.
And hopefully, if I hit him, this will be fun. Does a that's got 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Woohoo! He takes 19 points of damage.
Holy hell.
Wow!
Yeah.
If I take that with that feat, if I take the -5 penalty, it adds, and I do still hit, it adds 10 points of damage, and I roll
Yeah.
max.
Yeah. So that's a nasty hit. He does not enjoy that at all. Okay. So that's your turn. Ale, you're up.
Yep, I am concerned that somebody stabbed my friend Iggy, so I'm going to go. Since I was right at the door, I'm going to go in the door, sword drawn, and I'm going to punish them for this for doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
oh,
because
okay,
it's
so
just tight quarters, I think you do also, like, he's got cover.
Oh, okay. Oh, I miss. I get a 9.
Yeah, yeah. I think
I'm not-
unfortunately it's no, like, the problem is you're just trying to attack through a narrow doorway when there's a lot of, like, other people around. So, like, you're just not getting a good way to slash at him without hitting someone else.
I'm such an idiot. I should have used Vow of Enmity. I will do that next. I will do that now for starting for next turn.
Okay.
That was dumb of me. Okay,
Sure.
I need to use my powers better. Okay.
Well, you know, it's new stuff happening all the time, right? So, okay, Piccolo gets his turn. Is he doing anything?
Yeah. I think he's still hiding for right now, but we're trying to figure out what we can do.
Okay.
Don't get
all right.
squished.
So this is this enemy's turn. I'll also just mention that he is a Duragar. When I said gray-skinned dwarf, and I think as characters, you know what Duragar are, and they are
Yes.
basically dwarves that come from generally like most dwarves are. You know, they like to live underground, but they would otherwise still be kind of thought of more or less as surface creatures. But Duragar are like underdark dwarves. And generally not very nice. And so they, what he does though, is you see him react to that arrow hit and seeing how many of you there are. And so he grabs the map and then sort of concentrates, like squinting his face a little bit, and then he shrinks down to 4 inches tall and runs out through a tiny hole in the wall of the cabin. So there's like a little mouse hole that he runs out.
Do me or Archer see the hole he goes out of, or is it on the back side?
I mean, you can see the hole, but
Oh well,
from inside you can see the hole he runs through.
right, but Marcher is outside. Does
Yeah,
he
we're-
spot this guy coming out?
Yeah.
So tell me, Marcher, would you have any reason to be watching for a thing that's 4 inches small?
What
Coming
I
out
was
of a
what I was
non-door
watching
site.
for was compatriots.
Okay.
I'm thinking there's one in there. We've seen lots of foot traffic. Marcher knows. Okay, that's kind of crowded. He's not going to go in there. He's
So
looking around for.
Admittedly, this is all awkward when we're doing theater of the mind because it's a little unclear what line of sight is. I don't think you see this.
Okay.
I think he's on the other side of the cabin from you.
Okay.
But it is now your turn.
Yeah. I think again, this is Marcher being careful about. Marcher is looking around for other people who's going to make trouble. So
Sure, yeah.
I think what I'd like to do is cast Misty Step to be up on top of the cabin.
Yeah,
and
okay.
just make a perception check.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make that check.
Oh man, it was almost a 21, but it came up to an 11. An
Okay.
11.
Yeah. So let me. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I love these D&D Beyond dice because there's physics. They actually roll, and you can see what numbers it almost was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you don't see yet this little thing, this little
Okay.
guy, but certainly as he tries to run away, you would have another chance to try to see
Yep.
a little thing running away, right?
I would assume that the size change and everything would mean that he wouldn't get Wilfred wouldn't get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, you know what? I guess you would probably as he's trying to run away. Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead and make it. Oh, all right.
Yep.
I got it.
And now.
Um, when people's cameras turn on and off, it makes everyone move around. All right. So you got an 8, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Wilfred is like Wilfred takes a more wild swing and then wonders like is
Yeah, I think you
Is
swing
there
over his head
hallucination?
because he's like, "What? How did he just suddenly get tiny?" Yeah, I feel like that's a, yeah. So Marcher, you're up there. You are in position. You're looking around. You do not see any other compatriots.
Okay.
You know, like
well,
there's
that's good at least.
no sign of any other creatures as far as you can tell right now. Wilfred, it is your turn. You did see the hole that he ran out through, so you would kind of know what direction to go look, I guess.
yeah. Wilfred will just shake his head and run out to like he shrank. He went out a hole. And go out and try and look. Or
Okay, yeah. So make a perception check to try to look where he would have come out and try to figure out what's going on there.
that's a 12.
Okay. Yeah, I think that you don't immediately see him. He's tiny and he is still pretty fast even at his reduced size.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And for a bonus action, I'm going to get some HP back.
Okay. Yeah, seems reasonable. Iggy, you're up.
Okay.
We have been warned that he got shrank and left. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Piccolo small enough to fit through that hole?
I will say yes. He'll kind of have to squeeze, but we don't have to mess around with it too much. He can kind of squirm out through there. Yeah.
Okay, so.
But it's not Piccolo's turn. He has his own turn, right?
Yeah, I know. So I am. All right. So what I want to do is cast the light cantrip, but immediately cancel it. What I'm trying to do is see if he's just hiding inside the hole, waiting for us to go away.
No, it's this hole is in the thin wall of the cabin. It goes to outside.
it goes from the inside
it goes
to the
outside.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah, it's not like a Disney mouse hole that has like a little chair and a fireplace and.
Okay. We lost someone again. We lost Paul. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dear ex. Okay, well, it comes back just as soon as I'm switching. Excuse me. All right, so.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
I think Ig is going to peek through and see if, get down on all fours and peek through and see if he can, from that perspective, if he can get a better sight on
Yeah.
where it is.
Make a perception check.
What's the 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. He's he's hard to see right now because he's 4 inches tall.
Yep.
All right. Rowan, you're up.
I'm going to move around to the side where to the side of the cabin, and I'm going to look for him.
Yeah, make a perception check.
He is my favorite enemy, so I have advantage. How does a 15 sound?
I think a 15 does it. You spot him as he is. There's a gap in like the where the deck of the boat goes out over the ice. A place where like people could step off past the railing. And so he is just about to jump over the side where he would be jumping onto the ice from that direction. But you have for the moment line of sight on him.
Sweet. Bonus action, I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike, and I'm going to take a shot at him with my bow.
I think it took your action to make the perception check, I think. But you can point at him and go, "There he is."
Hey guys, I would say he's making a jump for the ice.
Yeah. So that will allow everyone else to see him for now until he attempts to hide again. All right. That is Rowan's turn. Ale, your turn.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna come out of the cabin. Mm-hmm. All right. So should I hit him or should I try to stop him from moving? What's the better play,
Mark
guys?
him so he can't hide.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to channel divinity. I'm going to abjure enemy. As an action, you can choose one creature within 60 feet. He has to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 11 or so. And if he fails, his speed is reduced to 0 for 1 minute. If he succeeds, his speed is halved for 1 minute.
What is this? Hold person?
Abjure enemy.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw, DC 11.
All right. He gets a 16.
Okay, so his speed is halved for 1 minute until he takes damage.
Okay.
So that is my oh yes, and as my bonus action, I will oh no, okay, I think that's all I got. Bonus action, I will vow an enmity him.
Okay.
So that's all for me.
All right. So that makes it Piccolo's turn.
Okay. Piccolo is going to wiggle through the hole and take off after him.
Okay.
So that we keep line of sight.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, I mean, is he doing anything other than just trying to be where he can pursue?
No.
Just be there, kind of pointing out where he is. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So the let's see. That makes it his turn. Hang on, I need to have a... Okay. So he jumps off the side of the boat, and so he would be landing on the ice next to the boat, and he's going to attempt to hide. And as a naturally stealthy thing, with a bonus due to being 4 inches tall, So I think, yeah. Okay, so the roll that's going to come up on the Roll20 thing needs to have a +5 added to it. Wow. Okay, yeah, he rolled really high. So he jumps over the side, and suddenly none of you can see him again. And so that's his turn, though. He
So
couldn't.
at least he can't move fast at the
yeah.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
But he's hidden.
Yeah. All right. Marcher, you're up. You did see him until he jumped over the side and then went somewhere.
Yes. I'm going to just climb. He ran into the ice, which says to me that he's not going back into the town. So I'm going to climb down off the top of this thing and then over the side.
Just so that you don't form a conclusion based on something that I didn't mean to convey. He basically took the most direct path to get off the deck.
Okay.
So just the fact that that happens to be towards the ice doesn't necessarily indicate anything.
Right, but I want to like cover a direction of escape,
Oh yeah,
and
no,
somebody
no,
else can
that's
cover a
fine.
different
I just
direction.
wanted to make sure that I was describing it clearly, and that
So, yeah.
he
So-
just beelined straight for the quickest way to get off the boat.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb down off the boat and head to kind of the northwest of the boat,
Okay.
and have my basically just keep my eyes open for uh, 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 to try and spot him if he comes that way. If you want me to make a perception check or just
Yeah.
case
So
he comes that way
make
or
another
whatever.
perception check, and I will just go ahead and confirm right now that in his current location, at least, you guys are going to need to roll really high to spot him.
Well, I only got an 8, but I'm more like trying to cut off a route of escape
Yeah. No,
than,
that I get you. That makes sense.
than directly trying to find him.
Yeah. All right, Wilfred.
Gonna go over to the edge, look down, and try and see.
Yeah. Make a perception check.
That's
He might try running under the dock back to the town. He also might try running out to the lake. Cut off any directions he can go.
22.
Can't find him.
Ah,
Wow.
Slippery little bastard. All right. Iggy.
Okay. Let's see. I'm also gonna run out and run to the docks. And see if I can find him.
Okay. Make a perception check.
2.
You're like looking in the sky. Not up there.
No, I look down. I was like, oh man, I got something on my shoe.
Yeah.
Ew.
Does this does the town still, because this is an icy area, does this still count as my favorite terrain?
Sure.
Sweet. Thank you. Which means
I'm willing to give you guys some boosts because this is going to be. I'll just level with you right now. It's going to be really hard to catch this guy.
which is why I was asking, because in my favorite terrain, my proficiency is double, and I have advantage for tracking him because he's a dwarf, because they are my favorite enemy.
Mm.
Those are
And
your favorite enemy?
yes,
Humanoids.
and I have my Sentinel's Insight, which adds a D4 to my skill checks. So
Yeah, there you go.
If anyone can find them, you can.
If anybody, yeah.
just now watch me roll the worst.
You can't get any worse than a critical one.
Oh no, you didn't. You didn't, Jason.
Thank God I have advantage, because that first roll was a 1.
All right, well.
Hey, so that would be that's a 16 plus 10, that is 26.
Not
Plus 3 more,
good.
that's 29.
Wow. Okay, 29. Yeah, you spot him with a 29.
Guys,
You spot him.
very-
You basically, like, he has found just this tiny little place where you wouldn't have thought something could even fit right there, but this tiny little place, this little carved out gap like between the ice and the side of the boat that is almost completely hidden from view, but you spot him. But again, takes your so you can point and still go there. But
Yeah,
that is
that's what I do.
yeah.
That's all I can do.
Okay, Ale.
Okay, I'm going to climb down onto the ice, like near where this guy is.
Uh-huh.
If I can see that spot, can I just weapon him here?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, all is just gonna rear his head back and a cone of.
I mean, he makes a
cone of-
dexterity saving throw, right?
It's a con save actually.
Oh, okay.
DC 12.
All right. Gets a 16.
Okay, so he succeeded, so he only takes half damage. So he takes 6 damage.
Okay. He is. He shivers a little bit. Meaning, it definitely like he took damage from that, but he's not down.
Oh wait. Oh, that's a weapon attack. Okay, no, so Hunter's Mark wouldn't work for that. Okay.
Okay. All right. Piccolo.
All right. Piccolo
mean,
Look down and
can.
grab him, like make it grapple him so he can't hide.
Piccolo can only make an attack, which a grapple is, if Iggy forgoes the attack action.
Yeah, and I used my action to do a perception check, so I think that qualifies.
Piccolo, play real dragon and get down there.
But
Now,
the
see,
last one-
what Piccolo can do if you lose him again is make perception checks and that sort of thing. But
yeah, I think what Piccolo will do is swoop down and snap at him, but not actually attack, but just like feint at him. Would he be able to do that?
guess I mean, like, well, what sort of effect are you hoping for here?
To make him stay put. To have him be threatened so that he won't try and relocate.
Hiss at him or something.
Okay, how about an intimidation check against his wisdom saving throw?
Okay, intimidation is charisma.
Wow, he rolled really low. Natural 1. So for a 3. Yeah. So I think that, yeah.
He also Piccolo also rolled a natural 1.
Oh, okay. So what is the actual result? Is it a 1?
It's a 1. He has a
Wow,
0
okay.
modifier.
Yeah. So okay, technically, so I guess he's still not intimidated.
Yeah,
it
wow.
is.
He's
This is
he's
two
just
tiny
too
things
cute.
yelling at each other. Yeah. Okay.
He's just too cute.
All right. Well, no, it was worth a shot. It almost worked if you didn't also roll a natural 1. All right. So it is his turn. Rolling a d6. Okay. He is going to, I think with Piccolo right there, he is going to attack Piccolo with his dagger.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let me just double check, because I think his, yeah, there we go. His, the piercing damage is reduced. The psychic damage is not. Wow, another natural 1, though. So that's only a 6 to hit with the first attack. Second attack is an 8. Okay, well, whatever.
So Piccolo has an armor class of 13.
Okay, so he misses with both of those attacks, but he can also, he is going to run a little ways away, and he can use a bonus action to hide again.
Oh, nuts.
Well,
Yeah,
he rolled
wasn't-
super high in addition to his modifier last time, so.
Okay. Well, how does that work with LA's
Well,
zero
yeah, but he took
speed?
damage now, so he doesn't.
Ale
he
was
my breath weapon, so yeah, so that effect's gone.
Okay.
okay. So yeah, so he is making another stealth check. So wow, he rolled just as high again. So
wow.
Oh, man.
that 24 is actually a 29.
Oh,
So
boy.
yeah, he scrambles away again, and and sort of once again finds some tiny little hidey hole, and you've lost sight of him.
How do we get out?
Yeah.
Dang it.
All right, Marcher.
All right. I am going to try and take a guess at where I think he might be and cast an ice knife in that direction.
Okay.
So that which has an area effect.
Mm-hmm.
So if I happen to guess where he is, he will have to make a dexterity save DC 12, and so
Yeah, but how would you have any way to know what? How can we measure your guess?
well, there's a lot of areas that don't have hidey holes, right? He wouldn't be out on the flat ice.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably under the okay. Actually, you know what? If the ship is on the side of the docks, I'm going to say that he doesn't even really have a way to see where all this is happening.
I think literally the definition of him succeeding in his hide roll is you don't know where he is. You can't
Right.
see him.
Okay, I am so tempted to just fireball the damn dock.
Ah, that would probably work.
Yeah, but it would also set the ferry on fire.
And possibly the town.
Well, the docks at least.
How many of your friends are within a
anyway.
20-foot radius?
I think. Okay, I'm gonna basically run along the docks and you know what? Actually, since my skills in this are probably not going to be good enough to do this, I'm going to run.
I think you've got whispers of fireball in here. We've got in the chat the nuclear option.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Hey, listen. Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to score.
Oh god!
I'm gonna run up onto the dock and start running towards the town down the dock.
Okay.
And
I mean, I'll let you make a perception check if you're not doing any other action.
yeah, no, I'm gonna dash because I'm gonna be running towards the town.
Okay.
Because yeah, I don't think I'm going to be terribly useful in hunting this guy down. He's really too sneaky for me. And I want to try to, because the bugger can't stay tiny forever. So I'm going to see if I can find a member of the town militia / guard, etc. So that's what I'm doing. I'm running down the dock.
Okay. All right. So the that's what Marcher does. Wilfred.
Okay. Wilfred. Well.
Now, I don't want you guys to feel bad. Like, this is designed to
Yeah.
be difficult to catch him, right? But I just love the image of like this Duragar coming out of nowhere, stabbing you, grabbing the map, and turning tiny, and now he's hiding somewhere.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's great.
Oh, as soon as I get a line of sight on this guy.
Wilfred will pull out a little copper wire, and point in the direction he saw the Durgar go off in.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully close enough to actually cast message at him.
Okay.
Surrender. It's the only way you will live.
Do you speak Dwarvish?
Right. Wait, that's not no.
I think you maybe know just enough Dwarvish to recognize that you have had curses directed back at you. Something along the lines of, Go beep yourself. Yeah. So, yeah. Doesn't seem like he's into that.
It's
plan.
literally the only thing I can
Oh,
do.
sure. I don't know. I'm not blaming you. Rowan, your turn. Oh no, I'm sorry, Iggy.
Okay. I don't actually have
Oh.
a area of effect spell. I don't really have anything that I can do. I'll give my action to Piccolo.
Okay. So if someone spots him, Piccolo could maybe attack him.
Yeah.
Okay. That works. Rowan, your turn. Gonna see if you can pull out that magical 29 or higher again.
Oh my god.
God.
Okay. That's a. 7. So one more roll. God. I need a nat 20. And that second roll didn't do it. So the highest I got was a 27.
Nope. Can't find him. Can't see him. Yeah. He's somewhere. He couldn't have gotten that far, but
Now, since he was was he trying to run? Now, did he?
he did seem like he was vaguely turning back towards like going to land rather than out onto the lake. But the problem is he's just so small that he can hide in, like, you've got uneven frozen water up against a rotted wooden dock with all sorts of other little rowboats and crap and stuff around. It's just too many little places for a tiny little thing to hide.
Fireball would be great right about now. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't want to destroy the dock.
You know what? At this point, right? Sometimes you just got to cut losses. And at this point, I feel like the town speaker would be just as agitated because this is the second time someone's broken it.
All right. Well,
Um,
so I mean, you've made your perception check, right? So
that's really all I can do.
Yeah.
Man.
all right, Ale.
Okay, I cannot with any roll get a perception high enough to actually spot him. So that's absolutely worthless. I'm going. I mean, it's probably not a mechanical effect, but I'm going to say in Dwarvish, well, if we burn the ferry down, we will get him out, and the town speaker will be happy that we caught the thief. I'll just say that in Dwarvish.
I say it back in Dorvish. We can just say the thief set the thing on fire.
Yeah, well, so yeah. So since I'm so frustrated today, I'm big and large and can't get at him. I'm just gonna muse about burning him alive.
All right, Piccolo.
Piccolo will have to do a perception check. He only has a +3, but he does have advantage.
Okay.
Let's see. So let's see what he can do. If I would stop. All right, Piccolo, advantage.
I mean, if it's only a +3, I don't think he can get high enough.
Probably not.
Yeah, he would need to get 29.
Okay.
I mean, you could try. You could always go for a net.
Well, the other element is to reduce the meta. We could say if he would be looking, that's what he would be doing. I don't know. I don't feel strongly about that, but But yeah, I would say you could certainly conclude it seems impossible to just spot him. So,
okay.
Yeah. I know this is tricky. Let's keep trying to move it along, though.
Yeah. No. If somebody else flushes him out, he's going to sting him.
You're going to hold an action? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll allow that in this case because I don't think it'll happen. Okay, especially now that it's his turn and his invisibility has recharged.
Oh.
Oh,
So here's what I'm just going to go ahead and say.
Yeah.
He's got a +10 to stealth rolls, and he's currently invisible. I think that at this point, it's totally up to Marcher, but unless you have something equivalent to that, you're not going to just spot him unless you have some kind of an area of effect that you can say, we think he's probably in this approximate area. So I'm not telling you to use the fireball. I'm just saying he's going to get away.
yeah.
Yeah. I think he's going to get away because I don't want to
Yeah.
destroy the dock not without talking to somebody first. So
Yeah.
I mean, a fireball is not a small thing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And that's
What is your
also-
alignment, Ranger?
Neutral.
Okay, that's fair then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm. Yeah.
I mean, and plus there's no innocence here. It's just a dock that's frozen and not being used, and the boat is frozen and not being used. I mean, he was using it as a hideout to steal from the town.
Yeah.
You also recall there's 4 sleeping bags in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
not the only one.
Yeah. Which is why Marcher was looking around, but.
So we take the evidence and that we do have and bring it to the town speaker.
That's
and
actually
unfortunately-
where Marcher was going to go. Marcher was
Okay.
going to head for the town.
So yeah, I think
All
we
right.
gather what else we can get, and the
So
little
I
sneak gets away.
Yeah, I think that means it's a good point to go ahead and bring it to close for tonight. We can pick up next time with reporting what you found, and I don't want you to feel bad. Like this encounter is designed to make it unlikely that you catch him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's one of those things, sometimes the dice go your way and sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes he rolls
lucky.
repeated 29s on his stealth checks.
Yeah, I got lucky on that first hit because again, the -5 takes away any bonus I have to hit. So the fact that I hit him with just a natural hit was great, but I should have definitely cast Ensnaring Strike.
Oh, well, Yeah.
I do have to wonder. Would someone have had Hunter's Mark available?
I used Hunter's Mark, but I mean,
What does it
Wait.
do?
I have advantage on any wisdom checks, but even with advantage, I can't get to a 29. I just can't roll high enough.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's literally stretching the lengths of my ability to track, like to see him. That's with my terrain advantage, favorite enemy advantage, and the Sentinel's insight. Like it's literally the maximum I can roll was to hit that.
Yeah. But so now you know why the picture shows him as tiny.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So,
Well-
Durgar in the mix. Stealing Chardlin, apparently. For what nefarious purpose? Perhaps we shall continue to explore next time on so many levels.
Rime with the Frostmaiden.
Yeah.
Gotta
All right.
to be sure.
Thanks to everyone for watching. We had several people watching live tonight. Thank you, Roll Stats. Glad to have you along. Thanks for the sub. And of course, we'll have the video and audio versions going out too. And then, of course, on Tuesday, we're going to have second episode of our new Tuesday night campaign going out. And so, in the meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week and on Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
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 Bye.